What up, what up, what up, y'all? This your boy Fink, the ice cream man, checking in live and direct from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Man, we got another video we're gonna check out tonight, man. Some reaction to Pam Bundy. She defends Jeffrey Epstein. She denies the cover up and attacks victims and stuff like that. She testified on Capitol Hill. We're gonna share that video tonight, man. We're gonna have some conversations. But before we get into it, I want to say thank you everybody for checking out the Neighborhood Superstar Podcast. Please like and subscribe. Let's grow these numbers. Share. Cheers to y'all. But before we get into the video, I'm about to step outside and hit a cigarette, y'all. I'll be back. I probably somebody can't smoke a cigarette with you. Go ahead and press play, baby.
Oh,
That depends on the character of our government. Please do your job and bring the Department of Justice back from the brink. Survivors seated behind you and the American people watching everywhere deserve a Department of Justice worthy of its name. I yield back, Mr.
Without objection, all of the opening statements will be included in the record. We will now introduce today's witness. The Honorable Pamela J. Bondi has served as the Attorney General of the United States since February 5th, 2025. She previously served in the Office of the White House Counsel, 2 terms as the Florida Attorney General, and spent more than 18 years as a prosecutor. We welcome our witness and thank her for appearing today. We will begin by swearing you in. Would you please rise and raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is true and correct to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief, so help you God? Let the record show that the witness has answered in the affirmative. Thank you. You can be seated, and please know that your written testimony will be entered into the record in its entirety. Accordingly, we ask that you summarize your testimony. Madam Attorney General, you may begin.
thank you. Thank you, Chairman Jordan, Ranking Member Raskin, and distinguished members of this committee. Thank you for hosting me here today. I'm grateful.
We got 18 people, 15 people checking out the Neighborhood Superstar Podcast. Welcome, y'all.
And discuss the most
Y'all hit that like button. We should have 15 likes.
American people safe. A little over a year ago, I was sworn into office as the 87th Attorney General of the United States. I came into office with the goal of refocusing the Department of Justice on its core mission after years of bloated bureaucracy and political weaponization. The Department of Justice's core mission is to fight violent crime, protect the American people, and defend the rule of law above all else. While our work is never done, we have made tremendous progress to make America safe again. In 2025, we saw the lowest murder rate in 125 years. That's nothing short of historic. If you compare 25 to 24, here's what you'll find. The murder rate is down 21%, robbery down 23%, carjacking down 43%, gun assault down 22%, ag assault...
Where can I look those numbers up myself?
Crime is declining. This did not happen by accident.
Probably on their
The
page.
numbers tell an important yet straightforward story. President Trump has given us the resources, the support, and the leadership to protect the American people. President Trump's policies have
To degrade
been
American
flawed.
people.
I cannot think of a policy outcome more important than protecting the lives of American citizens. Can you? This trend has been especially clear in Washington, D.C. and in Memphis. These are 2 iconic American cities that spent years in the grip of horrific violent crime. The Department of Justice surged law enforcement resources, and the results came quickly. Crime plummeted in both cities. And I want to make one point loud and clear. We achieved those results by working with Democratic mayors. Public safety does not have a party registration. When your constituents call 911, they don't ask for political views of the responding officer. They ask for help. I have federal agents in each and every one of your districts. They're here to help, and I am here to help. Many cities and states have worked with us and taken advantage of our federal support. Some have not. Meanwhile, a few elected officials have declared that they are, quote, at war with the federal government and encouraged widespread obstruction of law enforcement. This has resulted in avoidable clashes on the streets, as you've all
That guy falling
seen.
asleep behind her or
We've
what?
seen rioters
Who?
storming
The big guy
a
back there.
Christian church. Citizens and law enforcement officers have both been endangered by reckless rhetoric.
There he goes
We have
again.
made dozens
Oh,
of
there he's
arrests
back.
in and around Minneapolis so far, and many of them could have been avoided by simple compliance with federal law. Of course, our efforts reach beyond our urban centers. We are striking crucial blows against terrorist organizations such as MS-13, TDA, the Sinaloa cartel, and Antifa. And as we sit here, I think you've seen the
He's
news
struggling.
this morning. The news is reporting
Yeah, he is.
that cartel drones are being shot down by our military. That's what we all should care about right now, protecting America.
I
As
can't
we
agree
seek
with you
to
more, ma'am.
dismantle these drug trafficking networks that poison
Her resume's
Americans,
impressive.
So far, I can't agree with you.
2025,
I mean, so far I agree with you.
more than 47 million fentanyl pills and more than 9,800 total kilos of fentanyl. That represents 369 million potentially deadly doses that can kill Americans. Meanwhile, our attorneys are fighting for President Trump.
Appreciate the love.
Courtrooms across this
We got
country.
love. We got a lot of love being sent to us. Appreciate the love.
627
Hit that like
times.
button.
We've
Hit that like button, y'all. We got 5 people checking us out right now. Hit that like button.
Temporary restraining orders from liberal activist judges across this country. America has never seen this level of coordinated judicial opposition towards a presidential administration. It is not only an unlawful attack on the executive branch's authority, but a
Appreciate
serious
the light.
attack on the democratic process. In spite of this unprecedented judicial activism, we've attained 24 favorable rulings at the U.S. Supreme Court, their emergency docket, and even more to come. We've done so while ending the weaponization of the prior administration by dropping FISA prosecutions,
Is it right here?
exposing the Arctic
That's
frost
that's
scandal
two.
via
There'll be
congressional
one more.
disclosure, thank
No,
you,
it has it
Chairman,
always in threes
and
for some reason.
restoring one tier of justice in this
Who
country.
was the first one? This
To
different?
address
Brad,
the Epstein files,
3 doors
more
down.
than
Oh,
500 attorneys and reviewers
Brad
spent
Arnold, ain't that his
thousands of
name?
hours
Yeah.
painstakingly reviewing millions of pages to comply
And
with
thanks
for hitting the like
this
button.
law.
And these guys,
We
y'all.
released more than 3
Shout out to William
million
Mary.
pages,
William Mary said, "What is this about?"
180,000 images,
This is about
all
this.
to the public,
Oh,
while
Damn.
doing our very best.
shout out to William Mary. William Mary said, "What is this about?" William, I don't know if you have been following, but Pam Bundy is the Attorney General for the country. She represents Donald Trump's judicial system, and she's on Capitol Hill testifying about many different things, from Jeffrey Epstein to quite a few different things, and that's what we're talking about. So I want to say thank you for joining the chat and checking out the Neighborhood Superstar podcast. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and get in the chat, man. Let's talk about it and share our opinions, man. Let's get into it.
In the time frame allotted by the legislation to protect victims. And if you brought us a victim's name that was inadvertently released, we immediately redacted it. All members of Congress, as you know, are invited to visit DOJ to see for yourselves. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the Epstein survivors who are here today. I'm a career prosecutor, and despite what the ranking
Look at our brother. That's the brother.
I have spent my
Jeffrey
entire
Epstein's
career
brother. I mean,
fighting for victims,
what's the girl name that killed
and
herself? I
will
mean, that
continue
unalived
to
herself?
do so.
That's her brother
I am
right there. Of
deeply
course, he's
sorry
there.
for what any victim has been through, especially as a result of that monster. If you have any information to share with law enforcement about anyone who has hurt you or abused you, the FBI is waiting to hear from you.
Okay, I thought she was
I
gonna.
want you to
I
know
actually thought she was gonna
any
shit on
accusations of
the
criminal
victims.
wrongdoing will be taken seriously and investigated. The Department of Justice is committed to holding criminals accountable to the fullest extent of the law. In 2025, the FBI arrested over 1,700 child predators, a
Show 'em.
10% increase from 2024. We also located 2,700
Yeah.
victims
showing
of
it. Hit the
child
other one.
exploitation
Yeah.
and shut down
See,
3.8
another
million
moderator handled
dark
this. I guess
web
that's too much.
pedophile accounts.
Yeah, it's on there.
3.8 million.
Is on there?
Fuck MAGA.
So please, if
MAGA
you have
stand.
information to share, it needs to be investigated.
MAGA stand. That was what I said.
Yeah, and somebody else said
Who
pedophiles.
said MAGA stand?
Today, I look forward to
SMC
discussing further
861.
our shared obligation to
MAGA
protect the
stand.
American people, uphold the rule of law, and keep this nation safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Attorney General. The chair now, we now proceed under the 5-minute rule. The chair recognizes the gentleman from California for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam General, thank you for your extensive remarks, particularly on your continued investigation of those responsible over the years in the Epstein debacle. Obviously, you have an amazingly full docket between civil rights, between criminal, between so-called white-collar crime, and doing so, as the chairman said, at a time in which both you and the president are under attack, and our ICE agents and FBI and others are under attack when they try to enforce the law.
Republican.
I personally want to
He's
apologize
Republican.
Yeah,
for
he is.
those who would
Okay.
embolden,
I'm looking them up as it goes if I don't
or
know who they
even,
are.
Mhm.
stand with those lawbreakers that sit on this and other daises here in Congress.
We want fair and
My
balanced.
job generally is to talk about patents and trademarks as the chairman of that subcommittee. I'll forego that today because one of my other jobs is the creation and maintenance of Article 3 judges. And I work with the Chief Justice on that, and we're trying to expand the court. But currently, there are only 677 district court judges. They have very full dockets as well.
I'm trying
But you
to see if you can
create
find out what
a
the
tremendous
crown
amount
and the
of
number 2 means.
judges,
Ask them if they
particularly
know.
immigration judges.
Hey, we got 11
You
people
do
in the
so
Neighborhood Superstar
in order
podcast.
to save the court.
Can somebody explain to me what the crown and the number 2 means?
There's one right here that's got a number 3
Each
next
of
to
those
it
people
too.
who claim a right
That
to be
one.
here in the United States. And
Please
that
explain
has
to
been
me what
going
that
on in
means, y'all.
Republican and Democratic administrations for years. What's unique about the Trump administration this time is that you and President Trump have managed to reduce the backlog of people seeking that for the first time in decades. You are getting ahead of that tremendous backlog that caused, for better or
A viewer's
worse,
rank
release of
on the
millions of
top
people
fans
with
leaderboard.
little pieces of paper saying, "Come
So
back
those are
later when we call you,"
sound like
and
returning
to no avail when you
fans.
call. So I
Super
want to congratulate
chats.
you on that because it's an accomplishment you
It
might
ranks the
not
top
take
50
credit
most
for, and the
active
other
viewers
side would
with
never
the top
give you
3
credit
receiving
for.
a special badge.
Okay.
But I hope you can
All right,
continue to
then.
do that and do more. And
Shout
I
out
say
to
so
William
for a
Mary.
reason, because much of this
William
hearing
Murray,
will
where
be
you
about
from, bro?
Minneapolis, and and other places in which the backlog of criminal aliens, including in my home state of California, people who have hurt other people,
We'll see what the number
who
2 is,
people
'cause
who
that's
have
what I've got.
victimized their communities, is extensive. And although the
North
overall
Carolina?
number through adjudication
Shout out to
may be
North
going
Carolina.
on, because of places like my home
Oh,
state,
it's the
California,
badges earned through
you're
active
unable
participation,
to
including sending
apprehend
messages,
people that my
super
sheriffs
chats, and
want
gifts.
apprehended.
Oh, okay.
So this is
They
just for being.
desperately want to cooperate
So
as
The more
prohibited
active
by
that you
law.
are in a chat
Is
room,
this committee's
The more
opinion
perks you
on
get
this
on
side
the
of aisle
podcast.
yeah, the
that,
more you
in fact,
participate
you should be
in the
given
shows
the
and stuff, you
ability
get more crowns.
to demand
Okay.
that,
All right, then I
that
appreciate you guys,
participation
Where are
and
you
the
from?
release of
I'm from
illegal
I'm in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, man.
considered to be
About 30
acceptable
minutes outside of,
to the state
30,
or
40
city
minutes
as
outside of
declared
Nashville.
public sanctuary. I want you to opine on just one thing that I think has been misunderstood. As I said earlier, you create and maintain those judges that adjudicate these cases.
I'm a Navy vet.
You also support.
Also, I'm
you
the
also
ice cream man. I got
support
my
so
own
many
business.
That in fact.
I'm the ice cream man.
Have to make decisions as judges.
Tell you a little bit about myself. I'm the ice cream man. That's why I call myself the neighborhood superstar, because I provide smiles each and every mile while making my mama and daddy proud. That's my motto. I'm gonna be bringing you guys exclusive content. We're going live selling ice cream and stuff this year here pretty soon. It's starting to warm up here in Tennessee. But for the ones who's new to the show, that's the reason why I call myself the neighborhood superstar, because I am the legitimate ice cream man. You know, I sell treats, ice cream, not the drugs and stuff like that, what a lot of people are going to say in the chat room. I'm family friendly.
You're a vet?
know.
Yep.
Yep, I'm a vet, man. I've been doing this here. I've been selling ice cream man, ever since I got out of the Navy. I spent 4 years in the Navy. I was a quartermaster in the Navy. Spent some time here, stationed in San Diego. Did a little year and a half over in Yokosuka, Japan. So I'm just giving you guys a little bit of insight on who I am. I like to follow politics and have a dialogue of what's going on in the country. So I appreciate you guys checking out the Neighborhood Superstar Podcast, man. Let's get into some conversations about what's really going on in the country.
Knowing that this limit.
I want to say that I am not a. I want to first put this out there that I am not a. I don't classify myself as a liberal. I don't classify myself as a conservative. I classify myself as a Navy veteran, someone who actually put his time in and fought and protect for this country. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what I label myself as. So when I sniff out the bullshit on either side, whether it's the conservatives, the liberals, or the Republicans or the Democrats, I call it out. That's who I am. So I'm not affiliated with any side. I want to put that out to the people who are checking it out right now. Let's get back into it. You got something you want to say, baby?
I don't.
Limitation of so few Article 3 judges are there. Please educate those who seem to miss the point that Article 1 judges, including bankruptcy judges, including immigration judges, including lots of people with
Temecula, Escondido, I know his district.
Do in fact issue documents that look like, act like, and are normally accepted as warrants,
I used to go
as
there.
subpoenas, as demands for state officials to stand
Shout out to
aside
William Mary. He
and
said
allow
my
the
grandpa
production
died on
of either
Sunday,
an individual
and
or
he
documents.
was
Because I think
in the what war?
The Civil War?
The Civil War? Okay. All right then.
people are missing the point that these ICE retainers and detainers and so on, they act like
Are you sure he was in the Civil War?
Ordinary course.
Will you? I mean, god damn, he got to be fucking
150 years old.
150 fucking years old.
160 years old.
160 years old, god damn it. 200 years old. What is Civil War in fucking
1865?
I mean, I'm not shitting on your grandpa, but goddamn, I just seen something that a black woman. I just seen something on the. I just seen something on the I actually just seen something on CNN today that the oldest woman in America was 115 years old, black lady.
Yeah. He said he was 85.
He's 85. Oh, okay. Well, I don't think you mean. I don't think you mean. Did you mean that he was in the Civil War? I mean, because that's a typo. You say he was in the Civil War. I'm not shitting on your grandpa, bro. I'm trying to show you some love. You know what I'm saying? You lost your grandfather, but it sounds you typed in there that he was in the Civil War, and that looked like the Korean War. Okay, he was in the Korean. Oh, yeah, maybe somebody said maybe the Korean War.
Yeah, my uncle.
No matter what war Papa was in, man, we want to send our love and respect out
To all the vets.
To all the vets. William Murray's grandfather.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that was a typo. I'm gonna salute the old man, because I'm gonna be honest with you, he paved the way for a young sailor like me. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna send some love and respect to y'all. Put some prayers. Y'all put some prayers in the chat room for William Mary Papa. But he was a vet, man. 85 years old. That's actually that's damn near double my age. Shout out to his Papa, man. Let's get back to it.
Madam General, you do in fact have Article 1
Shanda's dad was in the
constantly
Korean War.
putting those out, and they are respected normally.
Thank you, Congressman, for talking about all the great judges. And if I could add
Fake
one
ass
thing
eyelashes
to
she's
that,
got
we are
on.
always recruiting and looking for judges. So please reach out to our office for these judges who are handling all these very important matters. We've even added some JAG officers as immigration judges.
Thank you.
And so we're continuing to do that, but we're always seeking qualified lawyers as well to be part of that. And thank you for highlighting that, Congressman.
Thank you. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The gentlelady from Washington is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Attorney General Bondi, right here. We are joined in this room by some of the thousands of survivors from Jeffrey Epstein's horrific sex trafficking reign. They have shown such incredible courage in speaking out, in demanding accountability to bring the predators and pedophiles to justice. The Epstein Files Transparency Act required your Department of Justice to disclose the perpetrators connected with Epstein's criminal activities and to redact the information of survivors to protect their identities. Let me show you what actually happened. First, in violation of the law, your department has shown a pattern of redacting the names of powerful predators. Here behind me is one example of an email from Epstein to a man whose name was redacted. The email reads, quote,
now we get to the emails.
"Where are you? Are you okay? I loved the torture video."
What?
Only after members of Congress demanded that we see the unredacted files did the world learn the name of this individual, Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, the chairman and CEO of a company that had financial ties to President Trump's business and personal ties to Trump's advisor, Steve Bannon.
Damn.
Second, the survivors were not similarly protected, also in violation of the law. Here is another email titled Epstein Victim List. We have blurred the names of the survivors for their protection, but your Department of Justice initially released this list of 32 survivors' names with only one name redacted, along with numerous files that disclose not only the names, the emails, and the addresses of survivors, but also nude photographs and even the identities of Jane Does who had been
Said last thing he did with his grandpa was watch football for his birthday.
Shout out to William Mary. Said last thing he did with his grandpa was watch football on his birthday. Damn. Who's Papa going for, Will? Was he going for the Bills or the Broncos? Was he in one of those teams his favorite team?
Until your department released their names. Survivors are
The
now
Bills,
telling
Papa,
us
we're going
that
for
their
the
families
Bills.
are finding out for
Did
the
they
first
win?
time that they were trafficked by Epstein.
This was the playoffs, what? Right? The
This
playoffs?
release does not provide closure. It feels like a deliberate attempt to intimidate survivors, punish those who came forward, and reinforce the same
At least
culture
he
of
got a chance to
secrecy
see his
that
team
allowed
play
Epstein's crimes to continue
with his grandson.
for decades. To the survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand.
Why don't you guys tell us the names?
Yeah, that's what I'm
If
saying.
you are willing,
What's
please
holding y'all
raise
back?
your hands if you have still not been able to meet.
Is it me? Is it me? But look at all they titties.
Damn, baby. Hit play.
No saying. Is it me or are they putting their look at it, look at the titties.
Baby, them girls, they just have titties.
No,
They're in a t-shirt.
they all bunched up and pushed out. Like, look at me. Look
Well,
at
I mean-
look at them.
No, I don't see what you're saying.
No.
That one girl, look at her. She can't help it.
No.
Look at them boobs on that chick.
Mm-mm.
They can't help that.
Mm-mm.
They're older, and we get bras that push that shit back up, man.
And the ancestors got those push-up bras for that. Look at that.
This Department of Justice.
See? This is
Please
orchestrated.
know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand. Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein.
They didn't win.
Will you turn to them and apologize for what your Department
Oh,
of
I like
Justice
when they put them on blast.
has put them through?
Is she gonna turn around and do it? Hell no, that bitch ain't gonna do it.
Absolutely unacceptable release
She's about to get her ass
of the
washed.
Epstein files and their information.
Fuck no, she ain't gonna do it. Watch.
Watch. This is what she says.
Congresswoman, you sat before, Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
Attorney General
Twice.
Bondi,
No, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm gonna reclaim my time because I asked
The
you a
Attorney General, yes,
specific
sir.
question
Attorney General
that
can
I would
respond to the
like
question.
you to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for
I like when they
you
make
to
them
turn
fucking
to them
apologize to
and
people that's
She ain't
dead.
gonna apologize.
for what
Hell
your
no, she ain't gonna
Department of Justice
apologize.
Members get to ask the questions. The witness
What's
gets
she
to
got to
answer the
apologize
way they
for?
want to answer it. Attorney General can
That's not
respond.
accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Because she
It
doesn't
is
like the
my
answer.
time.
So,
Mr. Chairman,
why?
I have asked.
Didn't she asked Merrick Garland this?
I'm reclaiming my time, and when I
will
reclaim my
continue to
time,
answer
it is.
Weren't they prostitutes? I agree with you, Kathy.
Me
Were-
too.
Were they prostitutes?
Time belongs to the gentle
Yes,
lady.
sir.
The gentle lady has 17 seconds.
So we can all see it.
You're not gonna answer this question, so let me just.
I was just talking about-
It's on there.
Kathy, I was just talking about when that congresswoman right there made the victim stand up. I was just talking about, look at their titties. All their titties was bunched up in like this right here and shit. And that's interesting that you said, weren't they prostitutes, man? Come on, man. This is a sideshow.
Matter with this woman.
Stop the
She's
time,
doing theatrics.
let me have my
Gentle
time.
lady, the gentle lady from Washington controls the time. The gentle lady has 17 seconds. You can proceed with your final
Thank you.
17
See,
seconds.
But a map,
I'm gonna say this right here, y'all. And I'm gonna get back to it. The reason why I'm against what's going on with the Jeffrey Epstein shit, because look at all those fucking old ass broads that was in that motherfucking that stood up with them shirts on and they titties bunched up. Look how old those women are. Where are the fucking women that was minors? Those women should be about 30 years old now. Where are those women at right now? Not these bitches that's in their fucking 40s and their 50s and shit like that. Where's these young girls at? That's what I want to know.
massive cover-up this has been and continues to be Donald Trump made the release of the Epstein files the center of his political campaign because he thought it would benefit him. Then you got into office, Attorney General, claimed to have a client list, only
Regular
to
order.
then say that there was no list. Your deputy, Todd Blanche, met alone with Ghislaine Maxwell and transferred her to a minimum security prison. And now you continue the cover-up, and I wish that you would turn around to the survivors who are standing right behind you and on a human level.
Look at these old ass bras. These bitches in their fucking 50s. These ain't no 30-year-old fucking girls that was getting fucked when they was motherfucking 12 and 13 years
I would
old.
argue the central issue in the last election, the presidential election,
What is
I don't
that?
even know what happened.
I rewind it.
There you go, right there.
has expired.
To a minimum security prison, and now you continue the cover-up. And I wish that you would turn around to the survivors who are standing right behind you and on a human level,
Chairman,
Chair now
apologizing
recognizes the chair.
on what you have done.
Time is
I yield back.
The gentlelady, you have no time to yield back.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. We appreciate the
I
thought.
have no time to yield back.
And I would argue the central issue in the last election, the presidential election, was securing the border. The gentleman from Arizona who knows something about securing the border is up for 5 minutes.
Hey, thank you, Mr.
Why
Chairman.
didn't it
Thank
show
you,
what I put
Attorney
on
General
there?
Bondi, for being here today. In 2022, Lafarge, which is a French cement company, pled guilty in U.S. federal court to participating in a criminal conspiracy with ISIS. That conspiracy contributed to the deaths of U.S. service members fighting in Syria during.
Cindy, shout out to Cindy. Cindy said those women have not pointed fingers or came out publicly about their perpetrators. Why?
Exactly.
Why haven't they? If the story is real, why haven't they? So the young girls kept it real and said, "Shit, we was in on it. We was all having a good time." But the old bitches was like, "No, they took advantage of us." So the young girls kept respected the game. Is that what you're saying? I'm not gonna put no pedophile charges on no motherfucking man unless I actually see it myself. Cause I know one thing for sure, bitches be lying.
Operation Inherent Resolve. As part of the plea agreement, Lafarge was required to pay more than $775 million to DOJ's Asset Forfeiture Fund. In February 2025, my colleagues and I sent you a letter urging the department to review the petitions for remission submitted by the families of those fallen service members, including several of my constituents. The previous administration ignored these victims and our requests and left their petitions unresolved. My question for you on this particular issue is if you're willing to work to ensure those families that their petitions will be reviewed and brought to a resolution.
Congressman, we are aware of that, and we're committed to doing everything we can to support the victims and work with you. Thank you for that question.
Yeah, appreciate your answer. And now let's go to something that is also pressing that I've been working on for years, and this is the FISA Section 702 and Arctic Frost. In January 2025, you testified.
They're not putting anything that I'm putting on there, man.
Did somebody block you? I wonder if somebody blocked you.
Intercepted or stored.
I don't know how somebody would block you, though.
Otherwise, those communications should not be searched without some showing of probable cause. Close quote. You still hold that view today, I assume.
There it is. It didn't put the last thing that I've. If you guys want a breakdown of these files, go to YouTube and check out my man Colin on the conspiracy files. He goes through the files that you're not going to see on the news, and they are very disturbing. You just won't believe some of the stuff that's in these files, you guys.
What are you talking about then, baby? Let the people know what are you talking about. so they can be able to go.
He's
and check it
talking
out.
about babies being taken. That women don't know where their babies are at. Some of these victims that are standing here today probably have babies out there that are taken and they don't know where they're at.
So Jeffrey.
This is all in the files. There's a diary of a chick, man. She was damn near tortured, and she had to put it in code, and they're depicting the code. I mean, you can see it because it's a crisscross. She's talking, and she's talking about how how she was drugged.
By Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes, talking about how she got pregnant by Jeffrey like 4 times.
What?
Yes, and she was 15 when it started, and when she went to get away, she was afraid that everybody was there to take her back to Zorro Ranch, I think is where she was at.
What?
And there's supposed to be dead bodies on this ranch. You guys, this guy is really in depth, and he shows you where it's at on the government page where the Epstein files are released. The news ain't even telling you not even a small percentage.
Where
of
is this bitch at? Where is this bitch at?
Well, I don't know, but look,
The bitch is telling.
and the diary,
Oh my God.
it all looks like it was done by somebody with a child's mind. It's really weird shit in these files. The guy that created Victoria's Secret, same diary. That woman said he looks like a sweet grandpa, but he is not. He is a very evil man. The guy that started Victoria's Secret, he's like 93 now.
Because they was looking, that models is what they was all into, and that's a good place to pick up fucking women at.
Man,
they
I'm
want to
telling
make
you,
it big. The
Jeff,
guys, that's part of that right there makes me start believing, like putting 2 and 2 together when they started saying that, like when he like, okay, like so this motherfucker was the CEO of Victoria's Secret, and you think nice, good looking, slim, tiny, bitty women, models type chicks. And at that time, like dude said on CNN, models was the shit. Being a model was the shit.
And this is what was going on. You have, I mean,
Donald Trump also involved with what?
Yeah.
What pageantry?
I don't remember, but it was his.
What was?
It wasn't Miss America. I don't
No,
know.
it was Miss. Was it Miss America?
I don't know.
I think it was Miss America that he owned. So when you start thinking and putting shit together like that, you start thinking like
This guy, his name is Colin, the Conspiracy Files on YouTube, for real.
y'all check out the Colin
That's who
Conspiracy
we're
Files.
watching right now. This is this is who we're watching right now.
Okay, shout out to Colin right here, man.
Yeah, the guy really breaks it down.
Let's get back into it. Turn it up.
Yeah, Congressman, we are committed to working with Congress to uncover weaponization and other misconduct
I forgot what I
by
was looking
Jeff
at.
Smith, by others, are to cross everything that happened under the past administration. And we are committed to working with you on that. And we are working with Chairman Jordan, with the House Intel, with all of our, my fellow cabinet members on resolving that issue.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you brought up Arctic frost because Section 702 was used in the Arctic frost investigation.
I actually seen that video.
And information derived.
Was it the video that when he got back and he got out, he was
Special
yelling,
counsel
"Where's Jeffrey?"
And my question has always been, and no one's been
I
able
think
to
I've seen
answer
that
this, is
video.
what was the legal predicate for using a foreign intelligence authority in the Arctic frost investigation? Have you been able to ascertain any legal predicate?
Congressman, what I can tell you today is that has been referred to my office. I can't discuss anything regarding that because it is very active and ongoing.
And you probably can't answer this one either, but I really want to know if Section 702 queries related to that matter involved members of Congress, which we know at some level it did, congressional staff, which we know at some level did. We've heard that journalists or other U.S. persons not suspected of acting as foreign agents were also caught up in that. Can you answer that question and say?
I don't
whether
doubt that,
parties,
man.
Did cover all those groups I just identified.
There's a YouTuber. Oh, actually, I do remember that because he was videoing him from his apartment, and he was at least on the second or third floor. There's a YouTuber that went to Jeffrey Epstein's island, And he actually got on the island and he started filming his shit. When he started seeing people, he took off. He got back in the boat and he's like, "Where's Jeffrey?" Because he's the person that believes Jeffrey's still alive, which is possible and is actually brought up in the files. So,
any member of the Democrat Party, if any of them,
and he's actually getting followed by like black SUVs and shit
as
now.
we do,
That
and
YouTuber
they
is.
should be jumping up and down, screaming, supporting you. in
Yeah,
what
I know
you
who you're
want to
talking
do.
about. I don't know the name.
Because this should be a bipartisan issue.
Well, I hope it is a bipartisan issue,
There's a lot of really
I just
powerful
believe these
people
last couple
involved in
questions,
this, and
which I'm
it's
sure fall into the same investigation privilege.
crazy.
But that
Yeah.
says how many such queries were actually conducted.
Even Elon Musk said,
overall, this is outside our
everybody
cost
knows that
in
though.
the prior year by
Where's
the
the-
FBI and other intelligence community.
What did he say?
And particularly
The wildest
we really
party
need
gonna
to know,
be?
What were the
When's the
legal
wildest
standards applied?
party?
Did they use probable cause? Did they use reasonable articulable suspicion? Or did they have no individualized suspicion?
course, we all know
just
he's
were
an
gathering
idiot,
up
so
information,
He's too damn
and
smart to
that's
fucking
beyond the
socialize.
investigation regarding Arctic Frost. I don't expect you to have that information today, but if you can help get that information so we can understand the extensive nature of this continued misuse of 702, it would be very particularly helpful.
And it was extensive, yes, Congressman, thank you.
Time of the gentleman has expired,
You see, Mr. Chairman,
and that is the gentleman from Texas.
I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record. El
Uh-oh.
Paso airspace reopened after
Uh-oh.
FAA quickly rescinds 10-day
Oh,
flights
Lordy.
restriction. This was published by the Texas Tribune on February 11th, 2026, and it says it was because of an impasse with the DOD over the use of unmanned
objection, without
military
objection.
aircraft and
Without
not triggered by Mexican cartel drones.
Objection.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. I didn't hear back about the second round of questions. I assume that's not happening. I just want to be able to assure the members, certainly on my side, if not both sides,
That's not a point of order.
no, that every
Question
member
you had.
will get 5 minutes with the witness. Will there be 5 minutes for each?
Yeah, you get 5 minutes, yeah.
With the witness. Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
Okay. And are you up next? Gentleman from New York is recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I want to begin by acknowledging the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's horrific abuse who are in the room with us today. I want to thank all of you for your bravery in speaking out. I want to say
That's
that
what
you
I'm
and
gonna
the
get 5
survivors
minutes.
of these heinous crimes deserve better from this Department of Justice. In
They'll
particular,
be back to her.
it is shocking that the department did not redact the names of Epstein's victims, but it did redact the names of their abusers. I don't know whether this was done out of incompetence or whether it was deliberate and malicious.
I know some of the
Either
files
way,
were redacted when they got them, but they
Even more
redacted files and then lied and said that they were probably already redacted when they got them. But you know,
Who's doing the reaction?
Donald Trump's perceived enemies.
Why that
One
motherfucker ain't on
just one
trial?
example. Attorney General of my home state of New York, Tish James. This DOJ has been hell-bent on securing
Those people know-
Ms. James
you guys know who you are out there.
simply because she held Donald Trump's companies accountable for years of financial fraud. And indeed,
I mean, this shit goes all to the top fucking, which is crazy. The top of the fucking government in Israel and shit. It's crazy.
A Trump appointee refused to bring charges against Ms. James because there was simply no evidence.
How many of these motherfuckers who asking these questions was at the Jeffrey Epstein Dick and Pussy party too?
So Mr. Siebert was forced out.
But they ain't put out there yet.
Fury that he expressed to you in a social media post.
This is what they should have been doing instead of fucking with Puff Daddy
Quote,
with his
"I
little
fired him and there
bullshit.
was great things to know to you about Mr. Siebert." Then we moved down.
Yeah.
Any longer.
Look.
This is
Killing our reputation and credibility. Twice. An indictment
that's what the
five
president
times
put out there.
Over nothing.
This is what he told her.
Justice must be served now. And obviously, you followed that order. Lindsay Halligan, Trump's former defense lawyer who had never prosecuted a case in her life, was installed to replace Mr. Siebert, and it was clear that part of her mandate was to go after Ms. James. Halligan immediately sought an indictment, which the court dismissed because Halligan was
Nico
illegally
Grigg.
put into
I'm gonna
row.
check it out and see if that's the same guy that I seen.
Undeterred. Not once, but twice, he tried to indict
I
the
bet it
Attorney
is.
General James in separate courts. Both grand juries rejected you.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is practically unheard of for a grand jury to refuse an indictment. In 2016,
So, You can see right there where I started watching it right there.
That's the shit you and William talking about?
Yeah.
You had it happen twice in the same week, in 2 different courts. That must have been humiliating. And now there are reports you are continuing to investigate them. The amount of resources that have gone into targeting Attorney General James, months of investigations, multiple failed indictments, is astounding. Since your own prosecutors told you that there is not enough evidence to support a conviction, it's clear that you were going after her simply because she held President Trump accountable and he wants to punish her. And she is just one name on a long list of Trump.
William, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man.
Jerome Powell and
How far are you from Charlotte, North Carolina?
Numerous Democratic members of Congress, John Brennan, Jack Smith, Democratic officials in Minnesota, Chris Krebs, Miles Taylors, and more. Those are just the ones we know about. In contrast to these politically motivated investigations, grasping at something they can charge their enemies with, we now have concrete evidence of disgusting criminality revealed in the Epstein files. So I really have just one question for you. How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
Yeah.
First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Damn.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No,
Your
you're going to answer the
theatrics are
question the way I
ridiculous.
asked it.
Chairman
How many
Jordan,
have you
I'm not
indicted?
going to get in the gutter with these people,
How
but
many
I'm going to answer the question.
How many have you indicted?
Again, the time belongs to
Reclaiming my time.
the time
I
belongs.
think it's very
Reclaiming
interesting.
my
I
time.
think it's very
Reclaiming my
interesting.
time.
You can
When
reclaim
he
your
talks
time.
about they
Reclaiming my time,
indicted,
Mr.
the
Chairman.
president said they
Close the
indicted
time.
him
Mr.
twice.
Chairman, please
They
stop the
sure
clock
did.
and
And
stop the
I-
clock.
They sure
I-
did.
Here we go with
Many
these
will be in
theatrics.
order.
The time belongs to the gentleman from New York. We will give you a few more seconds. We will do that. But when you ask a question, the witness gets to answer. You may not like the answer, but she gets to
The
answer.
question was, how
She gets
many-
the answer, exactly, so shut the fuck up.
Answer,
Reclaiming
Chairman,
my time.
because it's honest.
Reclaiming
So he asked a 4-minute question.
Restore 45
and
seconds,
I am
Mr. Nadler,
going
please,
to
Mr.
ask
French.
my
I mean,
answer.
you can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. I told you about that, Attorney General, before you
You
started.
don't tell me.
Yeah, oh, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer. I'm a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
You
Damn.
get him, girl, you feisty fucking.
We will give you a few more
Bitch.
seconds.
I'm actually kind of liking this bitch. She's standing up for
Okay,
herself.
I'm timing right now, Mr. Nadler.
That's why Trump liked it. They said she was his personal lawyer.
Yeah, she was. No, she fucking was a prosecutor for 18 years or something like that.
You have been the
How old
Attorney
is she?
General for a whole
Yeah,
year.
let's look her up.
Your DOJ fired the
Your
lead
age or my
prosecutors
age?
of this case
Oh hell no! They
You think
fucking.
she's older than that?
and claimed
She's
falsely
probably about. I
that
give her
FBI
probably
had
about
no
50,
leads.
50,
It took an
53.
act of Congress for you to finally release part of the Epstein files. And when you did,
Shit.
you included personal information about the victims while protecting the names of abusers.
Time of the
None
gentleman
of the
has
perpetrators
expired.
were brought to justice. But enormous resources
Time of the
dedicated to
gentleman has
prosecuting
expired.
That bitch is 60 years old.
60.
Damn!
Question in there.
The bitch look good.
No shit.
I was saying it to myself. She looks good, but she's 60.
May I-
I'm willing to say it out loud now. That bitch look good.
Fucking right she does. Shit.
All kinds of things. So we will turn to the gentleman from Texas for 5 minutes. Ms.
60.
Bundy, you go
I thought she was my age, huh? I'm 50.
Shout out to Pam Bundy.
No shit.
Thank
You
you.
get him, bitch.
First, he brought up.
Or girl, or-
The president saying he indicted him twice. They sure did. They tried
Good
to
job,
impeach him
whatever the
twice,
fuck you
and
do.
You, Mr. Nadler, were one of the leads on the impeachment. I was on the other side. I lived that with you. During impeachment, you said the president conspired, sought foreign interference in the 2016 election. Robert Mueller found no evidence, none, of foreign interference in 2016. Have you apologized to President Trump? Have you apologized to President Trump? All of
She
you
answering no
participated in
questions.
those impeachment hearings against Donald Trump. You all should be apologizing. You sit here and you attack the president, and I am not going to have it. I'm not going to put up with it. You know, all they want to do, all the American people need to know this. They are talking about Epstein today. This has been around since the Obama administration. This administration released over 3 million pages of documents, over 3 million, and Donald Trump signed that law to release all of those documents. He is the most transparent president in the nation's history. And none of them asked Merrick Garland over the last 4 years.
You know she's right, you old fucker.
One word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now.
I can't believe she's 60. I'm sorry, I can't get over it.
The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a
So
great
she
stockbroker.
don't switch from the fucking
About
thing to the talking about the
is
Dow.
over 50,000.
Oh,
right
listen,
now.
she just shit on him.
S&P at almost.
She
She
just shit on him, though.
she's-
Listen.
she's not shitting on him. She's not even answering the question.
I know, but
And
listen.
just switched it to the Dow.
Listen.
Ironic is that? You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over. The Dow is over
She's getting mad.
$50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000, and the Nasdaq smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does the Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan,
Committee will be in order.
Mr. Jordan, am I going to get an extra 45
She basically
seconds
said,
added to my time?
Why are you upset, motherfucker? You're fucking the stock into the stocks. You're making money off of this, you old bastard.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She put him out there on blast.
Yeah.
Shattered
So sit over here and laugh at your fucking money.
You doing everything we do. We all doing it.
Couldn't be done in 4 years, yet President Trump has done it in 1 year. National median rents have fallen to a 4-year low thanks to Donald Trump. That's why they want to focus on Epstein and our most transparent president in the nation's history. The murder rate, as I said, has plummeted to 125
He's
year
awake now
low,
back there.
thanks to
Yeah.
Donald Trump. For an unprecedented 9 straight months, there were 0 illegal border crossings at the southern border. That's what we should be focused on. All the great work that this president has done and will continue to do to keep America safe and to make Americans safe.
Thank you, Attorney General Bondi. I agree with you totally. I think you've done a fine job. I think the Democrats, in fact, should be apologizing to the Epstein victims for doing nothing during the 4 years that they were running the government. We did not hear about this, and it took you and President Trump to finally provide transparency and give answers to the American people, and I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you also for standing up for truth today and for fighting back against the theatrics and the time waste that you will endure over the next hour or two. I want to apologize on behalf of my colleagues on the left. They're not all that bad, but they've got to put on a show. And I'm sorry that you have to go through that. And I would like to yield the last, I'd say 40, and 40 is 80 seconds. The clock says 40, but I've got 80 seconds since I was so rudely interrupted, and I'll give all 80 seconds to Chairman Jordan.
You can go through my whole
And I would
catalog.
just yield to the Attorney General if she has anything to add.
Go to live.
I'm fine to continue. Thank you,
All
Chairman.
right, the chair now recognizes, the gentleman yields back, and the chair recognizes the gentleman from California.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I
start learning
note
to
that
do
Mr.
thumbnails.
Nadler's question
Yeah.
has not yet been answered. But I want to start by asking, out of respect to the American public and the
Is that what you
Epstein
wanted to say?
survivors, some of whom, of course, are here today, that we can have a transparent conversation and get the public the answers they
Oh,
deserve.
ain't no telling
I
what
want
I
to
saw.
briefly
The
direct
ladies'
your
word.
attention
Ain't no
to
telling which
2
one that
documents
was.
I'm hoping we will put up on the screen.
Well, you
It's
Um,
gotta be this one.
In the first, an individual emails Jeffrey Epstein asking whether a woman identified as M
was the Super
was
Bowl.
pro or civilian,
You have to
and
search through
Epstein
that. How you gonna
responds
find
that she
that?
was a civilian, Russian, and fun. In the second email, Epstein writes to Steve Tisch about a Ukrainian girl, noting that she
Oh,
was
shit.
quote, a little freaked out by the age difference and stating that he would try to convince her not to return to Ukraine. He then instructs Mr. Tisch to call him, adding, "I don't like records of these conversations." So I'd like to ask straightforward question that really is either a yes or no answer. Do these emails constitute credible evidence, not proof, but credible evidence warranting further investigation into whether Steve Tisch was involved in Epstein's criminal conduct? Do you think yes or no?
I'm not going to play a yes/no game with you, but I will answer the question to the best of my ability. As I said, we will look and investigate any case involving any victim. I'm not familiar, there were 3 million pages, of course, with that email, but of course, we will look into anything. The documents.
I want to know this one question. Why is she such a
the
bitch?
redacted version.
To her?
Yeah.
She has to be.
Open for all of you to come view. I believe you view them. If not, will you have some copies?
I'd like to.
But could I finish, please? I'm not being rude.
I only
please.
have 5 minutes.
No, yeah, and I only have 30 seconds based on your filibuster.
But you didn't
Time,
give
time
a
to
yes
vote.
or no
Like,
answer.
point.
So let me just go further. Director Patel testified in this committee room that there was no credible information indicating that Epstein trafficked victims to anyone else. And glancing at the documents, that's proofs, that's not the case. In July, your department issued a memo stating that it had conducted an exhaustive review of the Epstein files and concluded that no additional individuals would be charged. So I did go over to the Department of Justice yesterday. I would note that 400 and all our 35 members are in the House, and there's 4 computers. So it would take many months to actually have the time. I only had a few hours. I think the transparency argument is really kind of a sham because it's not really.
Whoa. Did you have to wait to get
It is not possible
Hang on, hang on.
to really go in.
She said
I
you have to
did,
wait,
however,
get
see
the
the
computer.
U.S. Attorney information.
Because that's
from
probably a
Southern
damn
District
fucking
of New
lie.
York
Yeah.
Indicating that there were additional survivors and probable co-conspirators. Other members of Congress had uncovered likely co-conspirators whose names were blocked out. Now, the Epstein File Transparency Act, which all but one member of this House voted for and the president signed, requires the department to release everything except that it needs to be redacted to protect the victims or an ongoing prosecution, which apparently there is none from the testimony we have received.
They're saying protect the victims, but the victims want justice, so I'm not understanding how they want to have justice if they want to be protected. Get your ass out there and tell us what the fuck happened.
I'm concerned
The real
that
victims.
this act has not been fully
Come on.
complied with.
Not these
When
broad.
Why are we protecting victims and the victims want answers? Want
that
these
up to
guys
1,000
prove
FBI
it.
agents had gone through the files.
I know
and
that they did it,
redacted
but I need you to
sensitive
prove it
proceedings
anyway.
from them. And it's pretty clear that what has been transmitted.
You tell
from
us.
the
Don't make the
FBI
government
continues
fucking tell
to
us.
redact President Trump's name, even though he is mentioned, thousands of times in these files. So I think the credibility of the department in terms of complying with the act has been damaged. And I think the department's credibility has been damaged in other ways. I think we all saw the horrible video of American citizens being killed by ICE agents in Minneapolis. And I think how
I was thinking about that today. It's amazing. You haven't heard nothing about that
raises
lately.
a lot of doubt about the department. State and local
Since
police
that drawdown,
have
you never heard anything about that?
court-ordered to
Yeah,
get
they're
access
arrested.
to
The
crime
police
scene
are
to
arresting
be
them
sure
for left and right
evidence
out there.
would be
Though.
properly preserved
check out
by
their local
federal
news.
agents.
Yeah, we'll have to check it
But
out
they
because
took
I haven't heard
the
anything about it
agents
lately.
defied the court order, and in a departure from general policy, the DOJ is not collaborating with
Since
state
old
and
Nancy
local law enforcement
been
on these
kidnapped,
homicides.
which is a
So
horrible
I
story.
really
Very
think
bad.
that is a disgraceful approach to the homicides of American citizens, and really does nothing to bring credit to your department. And Mr. Chairman, I would yield back.
Gentleman yields back.
May I answer?
The gentleman can respond.
I find it interesting that she keeps going after President Trump, the greatest president in American history. And if they could maintain their composure, this isn't a circus, this is a hearing. And I find it interesting she keeps going after Donald Trump. She doesn't say how much money she took from Reid Hoffman, did you?
Damn.
And nor
Mr. Chairman, regular order, please.
she
Regular
posted
order.
nothing on her X account, on her Twitter account, during the Biden years.
Gentle lady.
Look at the people behind.
All right, go back to where she said.
Look at the people behind them.
She doesn't say how much money she took from Reid Hoffman, did you? Nor.
Mr. Chairman, regular order, please.
She
Regular order.
posted
They're just like,
on her
how that bitch know that shit?
account during the Biden years.
Gentle lady.
Now, all of that question
Maybe we'll be in order.
There was no
Maybe we'll be
question
in
on
order.
the Attorney General. She doesn't just get to.
Committee will be in
I
order.
have a point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Committee will be in order.
Point of order, Mr.
she's
Chairman.
been a lawyer her whole life.
Order.
That's why she's so feisty, you know.
When a witness attacks,
Not about point of order. You got to state.
She hasn't completed her point of order yet. Please let her speak, Mr. Chairman. Let's have some regular order here.
Right.
Point of order is you got to state the rule. And
I am trying to.
Because she
make
wants to
a
get up
point
and
of
knock
order.
your old bitch ass out right
What are you
now.
referring to?
She's just going to accuse that lady of fucking.
Yeah, this is who she's talking about.
That she can't answer the questions and
First
instead
time
is
that
attacking
not even close
members
to the
of the
point of order. The gentleman
sit there
from
and
Wisconsin.
So she hit the old lady with some fucking undercover shit.
In August
Unless
of last
there's a
year, I
scandal
sent a
behind
letter
you.
to the Department of Justice asking for assistance in seeking compensation
Damn,
for the
ties
town
to
of
Jeffrey
Lac
Epstein.
Flambeau. Town of Lac de Flambeau is my district, and your office replied that it's an ongoing matter and unable to comment on it, which I
Damn.
understand. It's just fine. I want to set this up.
Oh,
just as a
damn, man.
reminder.
He also has
So 3 years
emails
ago,
with
it
him
was
and
at this time of year that
Reid
4
Hoffman
roads
and
were
Elon Musk,
blockaded
okay.
in the town of Lac de Flambeau.
Oh, fucking
The
circus
temperature was
falling apart, yeah.
25 below zero. People had to park their cars at a neighbor's place, take the snowmobile across the lake to get their car, and then be able to drive into town. There were people 80 and 90 years old that could not and that they'd be able to get emergency medical services. And the perpetrators of
that
this,
shit hurts, man. That hurts.
Oh,
they,
God. The white said whole circle is falling
All
apart.
circuits fall apart,
I
man.
call it extortion.
They're gonna get Elon Musk now too, ain't they?
From the town of Lac de Flambeau.
Reid Hoffman.
The unfortunate
If
part
nobody knows who
No.
Reid Hoffman is, he
Who is
is
Reid Hoffman?
he's,
the perpetrators
involved in the Epstein files.
Oh.
They got emails between him and Elon Musk,
the
and
Biden administration.
Oh, shit, baby, it's over.
The town of Lac de Flambeau.
We thought P.
And,
Diddy was
we
the
are
shit.
not
See,
on
we
your
was
side
looking, we
in
looking at
regards.
a musician.
There was a
This
federal
is
judge
political.
that said,
This is hard.
This is
all
worldwide
that
political
happened.
shit, man.
And these roads should be left
Damn.
open. They should continue to be left open.
Had to tap
My
in real
question
quick.
to you,
Lex, shout out to
are
Lex.
you willing to work with my office?
Welcome back to the
and
Neighborhood
with the
Superstar
town to
Podcast.
further investigate this matter and seek
Man, we just checking out some Jeffrey
from the
Epstein
tribal
shit.
government after their extortion of
Oh, man.
$600,000 from this little town in northern Wisconsin.
Congressman, you do a great job representing your district. And yes, we would.
Appreciate the
want
love
to
on
work
returning
with
it
you.
back.
We are familiar with that investigation.
Mr. Chairman, I would just add, we're highlighting these miscarriages of justice in the previous administration. This is just another one of those small examples, no different than the Catholic Diocese in Richmond and many others that
Oh,
you
God,
have
let me see
retold
what
so
these
many
emails
times.
are all
But
about.
here's
What
another
emails?
instance of what they did to a
The
small
Jeffrey
town.
Epstein
and
emails, you got to plug,
nearly
you got to plug
bankrupted
on the
them as a result
Jeffrey.
of it.
What are those
Fortunately,
fucking
there was a federal
things right
judge
there?
that saw through it and
Is
They
that
send me all
flower?
kinds of
Is that
emails.
flowers or what? What is
Yeah.
that?
move on to fraud enforcement.
Shout out to the love of y'all sending the Neighborhood Superstar Podcast, man.
Madam Attorney General.
Yes, Congressman.
Has this new division?
It's warming up. It's about to be ice cream season here soon here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Committed the rampant fraud we've seen.
I
right
got
in
those.
Minnesota.
Well, it's not only rampant in Minnesota, it's rampant.
He's the executive
throughout
vice
the
president
country.
of
I'm sure
PayPal.
it is in
Who that?
California.
That Reid Hoffman, that old lady took money from.
Oh damn!
And he's also, and there's a scandal with him and, let's see, ties to Jeffrey. Sexual exploitation has made any public wrongdoing of Hoffman, but he's in the files. How's that? Yeah. Just like Trump's in the files, but I'm holding on to everything I got. Look.
Do you really believe Trump is involved with the involvement of fucking little girls and shit?
Well,
Hold on. Is it a bigger deal? Is it a bigger deal of him fucking little girls, or is it a bigger deal of him taking pussy, ravaging any woman.
Okay, here's what I think. I think, well, especially now after hearing
They'll let that out.
after hearing what they said, that Jeffrey Epstein thinks that Donald Trump blew the whole lid on Jeffrey Epstein in the first place.
On some hater shit.
Yeah. So, all over a house or something, and then it just escalated from there. I don't think that Donald Trump had any fucking thing to do with fucking a 15 and 16-year-old girls and trafficking them and all these babies and all this bullshit, man. No, I don't. Do I think Trump fucked hookers in his life and maybe had something to do with fucking grown-ass bitches? Yeah, maybe. And if that's the case, who the fuck cares?
You don't think...
Who the fuck cares? If a grown woman's in a trafficking situation that you can get out of, then that makes you a prostitute with a pimp, honey, and that is what it is.
Well, when we talking about young bitches, when we talking about fucking young bitches, we ain't talking about fucking on no R. Kelly side of the game, fucking no 12-year-olds. I'm talking about it's a bitch in that motherfucker. This bitch 17 years old, or whatever, and she in that motherfucker. They ain't checking no out, and they talking about they want to be models and shit like that. And that bitch putting that stuff, but he ain't fucking that bitch.
I don't think so.
Shit.
I think he might be counting the motherfucking days, like Corey said. What, babysitter turns 18 next week? Remember how Corey said?
Yeah.
He might be counting down. I don't think that any of these fucking people are going to say a damn thing about Trump. Not in that regard.
Those are the ones who
or if they do say something, oh, he raped me, blah, blah, blah. Well, how old were you? I was 21, or I was 19, or I was 18, 6 months in. But you're not going to get a 16-year-old, a bitch that's 50 years old now, saying when she was 16, Donald Trump raped her.
So you believe he done took some pussy before. So but you believe it's more of the bitches that's gonna hold it down to keep it true than the ones that are gonna be out there talking about, yeah, he raped me. It's gonna be a lot more women that's gonna be quiet about the situation versus the ones who are out there loud about it. Talking about, yeah, he took some pussy from me.
Well, these women right now, if they come out and there's shit out here think about this. Donald Trump rapes you, and it can be proven in documents. It can be proven in anything.
Be proven?
What I'm saying is that
I raped you in 91.
Here's what I'm saying. At that point, it's a civil case.
I mean, I didn't rape you, but
at this point, it's a civil case. Okay? Donald Trump has a fucking massive amount of money, properties. Fuck, he's a builder. We all know. Okay? What I'm saying is that even if he's not out here saying, if you say any fucking thing, I'm gonna kill you. If you say anything, I'm gonna kill you. He's damn sure not paying anybody off because they're gonna keep coming back for more. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, if nobody knows this, hung himself in a prison cell.
Shit.
I don't know if anybody knew that. Look that up. Can't think of his name right now, which I shouldn't have threw that out there until I did.
Then nobody really knows.
Look it up. Jeffrey Epstein's best friend hung himself in a jail cell. I'm gonna look that information up. But you're not gonna find Trump fucking no fucking minors. It's not gonna happen.
Somebody said never heard that before.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm gonna look it up right fast so I can show you the name.
I believe Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
I don't.
The reason why I believe he killed himself, because I believe that he's like, damn, they caught me once before, they got me again. I ain't finna fucking live in this fucking conditions no more. I'm used to living in some penthouse ass shit. I ain't finna do this shit right here. And I'm gonna, His
name is Jean-Luc Brunel. Brunel. A French modeling agent. Put it all together.
Oh my God.
Close associate of Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide by hanging in a French prison on February 19th, 2022.
Damn.
Held in Paris since 2021, he was awaiting trial for sexual assault and trafficking allegations related to his ties with Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh.
So let's put this shit together, people. Brunel.
On the modeling side of the game again.
It's all fitting together, man. There's some serious shit going on out there. And what Donald Trump needs to do is to stop protecting his fucking friends. Stop protecting his friends.
When did that dude kill himself?
Oh, apparently 2022? Is that what it said? 2020, February 19th, 2022.
When Jeffrey Epstein killed himself?
Was it 19?
Allegedly killed himself, because that's what they say.
Right.
Said right and left are guilty. I agree with you. Both sides are guilty.
Oh, and other places.
Yep.
Yes, we are working on it.
August 10th, 2019.
Our criminal.
So he killed himself after
working
Jeffrey
on it.
Epstein, the
We are
ringleader,
expanding that.
killed himself
The
and
vice
said, "Oh, they
president's
closing
like to
in
come
on
up
me."
with this amazing
So a lot of
separate fraud
it's a lot of
division,
people coming up
which we are
hanged
establishing
in a prison though.
and going
Nah,
nonstop.
they're not.
That's just like people coming up, being thrown off buildings in fucking Russia. Come on, Putin, or poisoned. We all know who's doing that. Those two things is what he does. And when one of his people come up poisoned or suicide by jumping off a building, you know damn well that's a lie.
So you think Trump is involved with motherfucking killing the motherfucking girl that's allegedly killed herself? You set it up that way? Or this bitch really killed herself?
No, I don't think Trump had anything to do with that shit, man.
Country, it's taxpayer dollars.
I think that when Trump realized that Jeffrey was doing some fucked up shit,
people, and we're committed to
that was
recovering
beyond the
money
fucked up
and
shit that he was
holding those
doing
people accountable.
with the
Mr.
young
Chairman, I would
girls.
remind everyone here
I think that Donald
why
Trump
this
probably
happened
said,
in
man,
Minneapolis. Why did federal law enforcement have to go to Minneapolis?
Man, you gotta get your
Because of
fucking ass
industrial
out of
scale
here, you
fraud.
fucking
It was
chomo.
an
Saying got in somebody grabbing him by the pussy.
Hey, that was a grown fucking
This is
bitch.
industrial scale fraud.
Come on,
That's
there's a
going
huge
on in
difference.
Minnesota at this point.
A 14-year-old and a fucking 18-year-old, that's a difference in the law.
But see, that's what I'm talking about, though. That's what I'm talking about. Where are you said 14-year-old bitch getting a pussy rubbed on or whatever?
I've showed you this before.
Where are those fucking girls at? Those girls, what year this shit right here, these girls allegedly got fucking sexually essayed at 14 years old. What year was this? Because in 1994, I was 14 years old. How old were these girls at 14 years old that was getting essayed?
I'm telling you, his youngest victim was 14 years old.
In what year? In 2000. The 2000 investigation to Palm Beach began at the report regarding a 14-year-old girl. A 14-year-old girl in 2000. Okay, so in 2005, this chick was 14 years old. Okay, so she's in her 30s now. Where's she at? Where's she at?
Maybe she's one of the protected victims.
Man, get the fuck out of here on that protected victim type of ass shit. Where that bitch at? To motherfucking testify.
Let's see what the oldest victim is.
City of Minneapolis. And I asked him to open the books for a federal audit on food stamps and Medicaid. Don't you think it would be a good idea for every governor to do that at this point?
It protects the citizens, and I can't understand why that's not happening. And yes, I do think that's a great idea. It's happening around this country. And when our new division with Colin McDonald is established, it's established. When
That's
Colin
Fox
is
2
confirmed,
Detroit.
he's amazing. I think he's met with the music.
Saying the first known victim, Jeffrey Epstein, was a 13-year-old girl in Michigan.
That's what we want to do.
What year?
Stop fraud in every city.
Why do you keep
in
asking
every
what year?
state.
Because I want to know how old the bitch is today.
To fight for the American
So
people.
you would encourage every governor across the
If
United
this bitch
States
is
after
fucking
what we
32
see
years old,
in
then this shit
Minnesota,
happened in goddamn a
almost
couple of
certainly
years.
know
You
what's
understand what I'm
happening in other
saying?
states. You
If this
mentioned
bitch is
California.
27, that's
You
what I'm
would agree that
saying.
every governor should
Shout out!
take
Hold on. We got the homeboy back checking out the Neighborhood Superstar podcast. Shout out to Ty Eagles. He's back. He said, keep in mind the things that you don't know is all BS. Don't be tricked by people. That's true, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's the realest shit that somebody done said in the chat room all motherfucking day. Shout out to Ty Eagles, man. How you doing today, man?
Make sure that this industrial scale fraud
Welcome
is rooted
back.
out to protect the
I love to
taxpayers
see
of the United
I love to
States. Is
see
that
people
correct?
that came back and checking out the Neighborhood Superstar podcast, man. I love that shit, man. Just passing by, fam, man. I appreciate you, bro. Salute to you, man. Tell me where you from again, man. I swear I'll never forget again.
Absolutely.
I know you always here, man. You one of my top guys, man.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, I'd like to thank you for holding this hearing and holding it.
DMV, there you go.
Secondly, I'd like to thank all of the victims of the Epstein case who've come here to.
DMV is D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area. That's what they call that area up there.
Oh, I had no idea about that. I'm like, Dallas, what?
Yeah.
Like they said, DFW, Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but in that East Coast area is am I right? Am I right, Ty Eagles? That's D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
Returns got you chasing emails and stuff.
Go ahead, I got muted.
Yeah, that's what that means right there. Yep, he got it right. Shout out to motherfucking Ty Eagles checking out the Neighborhood Superstar podcast, man. Much love to you. What you think about that Super Bowl, man? I felt like I was watching a Week 8 football game.
Justice forward.
Not the Super Bowl.
Attorney General not recognizing it. That's embarrassing. I am from Memphis, General Bondi.
Oh, shit. Right up the
and
road.
Memphis does have the task force there. The Memphis Safe Task Force has been operating in Memphis for several months. And we do have a Democratic Mayor, Paul Young. And he's not against the task force, but he is against ICE being in Memphis. He's not in favor of the National Guard being in Memphis. And I concur with him on those positions. I think the DEA being there, the alcohol, tobacco, firearms, the FBI, who have been in Memphis in other ways, having more people there is good for Memphis. Crime has gone down in Memphis, but it went down 25% before the task force got there under the direction of Mayor Young and Director Davis, Chief Davis. It's gone down about.
It was a good performance. Very bad idea because I couldn't understand what he was saying. That's not my fault.
40% during the same time when Memphis has only gone down 25%, and that's not necessarily because of the task force. Although the mayor says he thinks it's helped.
Low energy game, he said.
Yeah, a low energy game it was.
You would agree, I presume, that violent.
That's why I said a Week 8 football game.
Will you play
Across our country is pretty important, and that's why the task force is there. Is that not true?
Yes, and if I can just add to that, I think the surge, the FBI, our FBI under the leadership of Director Patel, came in and did a surge in Memphis.
Earlier.
Prior to the task force. And thank you for saying that about Mayor Young. He's been great to work with, and thank you.
He's a good guy.
He's a very good guy.
One problem I've got with where we are in priorities here. A recent Department of Justice, National Institute of Justice report based on arrest records in Texas and in California found that undocumented immigrants were less than half as likely as U.S.-born Americans to be arrested for homicide. And this pattern holds for assault, sexual assault, robbery, burglary, theft, and arson. Half as likely to be arrested for drug offenses. So I asked you, and I've written to you about this, there are TV ads that run that say to local law enforcement, specifically, are you tired of having your hands handcuffed because you can't do the things you wanted to do when you joined? And if you want to do something different, join ICE, and you'll get a $50,000 bonus, and we'll pay your
I've seen it.
Pay off your debts, student debts, and we'll help you with pensions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they're encouraging local law enforcement to leave local law enforcement and go to work for ICE. We need people working in the front line.
I did like Lady Gaga. Let me take that back.
Our citizens from the work to the
It was good to see Ricky Martin.
It makes what?
But that was about it.
They actually I was actually looking at some stuff. I was actually looking at the reaction of the subliminal stuff that he was talking about in his halftime video.
Yeah,
and probably what he was actually singing and talking about, but we didn't know because we don't know the Spanish side of the game.
Yeah.
But the light pole thing, when he was standing on the light pole,
Yeah.
They was talking about how remember when Trump, when he was the first time he was president, he was out there flicking motherfucking paper towel to the Puerto Rican folks when they lost power years ago when he was first president. He was talking about that shit. So it's very interesting. On
And see,
some of the
somebody told me because they're having a major power grid issue in his country was why he did that.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting on the
But
subliminal side.
is not Puerto Rico
American colony?
yeah.
Yes, American colony,
Well,
but
they shouldn't have no problem with their power then. If we're a great country, they shouldn't have. That shows how great we are in it.
Come on, man.
Go on now. They should have. If they're a part of us,
Yeah,
anything that's affiliated with us should at least have fucking a power grid.
I agree with you. And D, and shout out to D from the 5150 show, Corey Holcomb 5150 show. She said her auntie married a Puerto Rican dude, and he got property down there, and they haven't. Some places down in Puerto Rico ain't had power since then.
Yeah, see, that's not right. Oh, since the hurricane?
In the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? In the whole year. So it's crazy what's going on down in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, so come on now.
But you know, that's the American way. You know how they shit on us. The less fortunate. No matter if you put your life on the line for the country, they still shitting on you.
Show are native-born Americans. They are committing crimes that hurt our citizens and our cities. And you're working against it. And thank you for that. But by trying to get our local law enforcement, where we have an undercount of officers in Memphis, to leave Memphis and go to work for ICE to deport people is a wrong priority. Why are we trying to get people, policemen who are working on the front lines, to leave the front lines, take the $50,000 and go to work for
Appreciate
ICE
you, DMV, man.
instead of working
Ty Eagles.
Congressman, I have not yet seen that commercial, that ad. I would argue that we need strong people in both local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and all of our federal agencies working
Ty Eagles.
together.
We come through all the time.
I've seen some of the worst of the worst violent criminals who are in this country illegally. We both know that. And in Memphis, working hand in hand, I want to stick with Memphis and your mayor and what you discussed, because there have been nearly 6,000 arrests as of February 8th, and I think you agree with this, in your district, and almost 600 gang members. What we found in Memphis, a lot of the gangs are local gangs, but 600 gang members were taken off the street.
I'm going to agree with you. I thank you for that.
And 148 missing children were recovered by all of us working together, and nearly 1,000 illegal guns were seized as a result of us working together.
And I don't disagree with some of the things you said.
Why do they keep interrupting her is what she's thinking.
Different thing. The fact is, ICE is running rampant, and you are not investigating it. When they killed Mr. Prete, and Miss Good, that was an execution, and you did not investigate it. And you tried to investigate her, Miss Good's widow, and you tried to investigate Mr. Prete. They were executed like Christy Nome executed her dog, and that was wrong. And you should investigate those
Christy
people.
Nome executed her
anybody
dog?
that uses a weapon, in federal official or not, for civil rights violations. I yield back the balance.
Gentleman yields back his time. Madam Attorney General, anytime you need a break, just let us know. If not, we'll just keep going. The chair is now recognized for 5 minutes. Madam Attorney General, you're not allowed to exercise your constitutional rights in a way that tramples on someone else's, are you?
No.
No, you can't do that. I mean, you have a right to petition the government under the First Amendment. That doesn't mean you can come into this room and start screaming at Mr. Raskin or me or anybody else and disrupt a congressional hearing. You have a right to protest on the street, but that doesn't give you a right to go into the Capitol and disrupt Congress. Something these guys talk about every day. You can't do that. So when Don Lemon said that he was exercising his First Amendment free press rights, freedom of the press rights, that's not really accurate because he was trampling on other individuals' rights. Is that true?
I agree.
Chairman, we will always protect our churches and the freedom of religion. And yes, that's accurate.
First right mentioned under the First Amendment, freedom of religion. Freedom to practice your faith the way you think the good Lord wants you to, right?
That's right, under the federal government.
And isn't it true that Mr. Lemon met at a shopping center with the rioters who entered City's Church in St. Paul met with them prior to marching to the church.
He did meet, and this is a pending case right now, so I will only stick to what is in the four corners of the unsealed indictment, if I could, Chairman.
Yeah, I'm
There's a lot more that will come out. But under the four corners of the indictment, yes, he did. They had an operation called Operation Pull Up. They said they were gearing for a resistance. They met in a parking lot and they caravanned to a church on a Sunday morning when people were worshiping together.
And Mr. Lemon said that he live streamed before entering the church with the rioters. Didn't he say we're going to head to the operation? Didn't he say this on? He said this on camera. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Chairman.
Yeah.
And more.
That he was in Minnesota, and that, as you said, they were gearing up for an operation. So you can't do that. This is why this is, I think, so important that this guy be held accountable, and I think why you guys have charged him and indicted him. Moving to the second subject here. Will John Brennan be indicted? Mr. Brennan lied to the committee. You're not supposed to do. Last Congress, when we deposed him, he definitely 18 USC 1000.
Okay, because I was wondering where he's going. It sounded like he was on her side. Sounded like he was on her side. So now he's comparing if Don Lemon did that. So this next motherfucker who sounded like he did the same damn thing should be indicted too. Why he's not indicted? Is that what he's trying to say?
He said John Brennan?
Because
it sounded like he was on fucking her side the whole time.
Operation. So
didn't it?
Again, you can't do that. This is why this is, I think, so important that this guy be held accountable, and I think why you guys have charged him and indicted him. Moving to the second subject here. Will John Brennan be indicted? Mr. Brennan lied to the committee. You're not supposed to do. Last Congress, when we deposed him, he definitely 18 USC 1001. We're all familiar with it. He lied to the committee, and the Congress, and I think the country would like to know if, in fact, he's going to be indicted for lying. And here's why it's so important. I'll give you a chance to respond. Here's why it's so important. It wasn't just that he lied to us. It's what he lied to us about. He lied to us about when all this weaponization against the President of the United States started. He lied to us about the dossier, and specifically what
former CIA director,
the dossier played in the intelligence community assessment. Because we know back when President Trump was first elected, first term, this is when it all started, which led to the Mueller and to the impeachment and to the Jack Smith and all the stuff that's happened in the last decade. But it began here, and he lied to Congress about the role he played. And I just want to read a couple of things he said during that deposition before I give you a chance to respond. Mr. Brennan, when asked the question, said the CIA was not involved.
Mr. Brennan is the CIA director?
The former CIA director.
Purview, FBI's purview and not ours. He also said the CIA was very much opposed to having any reference or inclusion of the Steele dossier in the intelligence community assessment. That's interesting because declassified information that was declassified this past summer by the CIA says something entirely different. It says, Brennan, I want to put this one up if we have it. It says, Brennan ultimately formalized his position in writing stating that, quote, this is released by the CIA Director Ratcliffe. My bottom line is that what I believe that information warrants inclusion in the report. He was further asked by an CIA official. The same officer said when he approached the director and asked and that the director refused to remove it after being explained this wasn't good. With the dossier's many flaws, he said, yes, but doesn't it ring true? So this is John Brennan using that document to change intelligence community assessment, which I think led to all the stuff we've seen over the last decade. And I think this committee in the country, Congress in the country, like to know if Mr. Brennan is going to be indicted.
For lying? You better say yes.
What I can confirm is that we have received a referral from you, Chairman Jordan, to investigate John Brennan. His attorneys have made some public statements, but the department is still bound, of course, by our longstanding policy of not discussing matters. What I will say today, I can't confirm nor deny whether there is a pending investigation, but what I will say is no one is above the law.
Mr. Chairman,
that was her nicest answer that she gave the whole fucking time that she was there.
The gentleman from New York is recognized for a point of order.
I need to know
wanna
what she
whether
looked
Mr.
like
Brennan
when
will be
she was
indicted,
in her
you should just
fucking
ask the president.
30s or 20s even.
Not a point of order,
I'm just
but,
amazed at how
I've
good she
always
looked.
thought the bitch looked good, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't
The
think she was
gentleman from
fucking
Georgia is
60.
recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. General Bundy, it's been reported that
I was what, 52 is what I was giving them.
Personnel assigned to the task of identifying and scrubbing Donald
okay,
Trump's
got it.
name from
You got the old
Epstein
pictures
files.
of
Were
him?
those reports accurate?
I believe his name has appeared countless times in the
Well,
document.
how
And
many
have
of them were
been released.
assigned?
If I could finish,
I just
I'm
asked
going to
this.
read you the stats.
I just simply asked whether or not it was true that it was 1,000 folks who were assigned.
That could be
that
but
tax.
yeah, you never know. Basically,
Were those reports accurate?
it's a little AI.
There are more than 500 attorneys and reviewers. I cannot give you an exact number.
And I wanted to ask you about that also, because
Who
this
were
is a different question
with
that
this
you're getting to
project?
now. There were 500 DOJ lawyers and others assigned the task of redacting the appropriate information, including identities of the Epstein victim survivors from the Epstein files prior to their release. 500, is that correct?
If I could have finished my answer, there were more than 500 attorneys and reviewers who
Okay.
assisted
All right.
with
okay.
the.
That
They asked
answers
a
my
question and they don't want an
that
answer.
answers my question, ma'am, and I'm going to move on.
More than
I'm going to move on.
from
General
multiple
Bundy, would
districts.
you
You'll be in
agree?
order.
This is ridiculous.
The time belongs to the gentleman from Georgia.
General Bundy, would you agree that your 8 years of service as the state of Florida's Attorney General, the third largest state in the nation, served as an excellent preparation for your current role as Attorney General for the United States of America?
Not only that, I was a career prosecutor for
18 years, and for
18 years.
And for 18 years, for 18 years,
Ask a
you
question that doesn't want an
prosecuted.
answer. This is
Well,
theatrics.
Well, no, for 18 years, you prosecuted serious felony cases, including drug cases, correct?
Oh, I prosecuted homicides, I prosecuted capital cases, I prosecuted domestic violence cases, I prosecuted multiple cases, and that's why I feel for all of these victims. And did you ask Merrick Garland this when you were sitting
You
before him,
also
sir?
prosecuted sexual assault cases and child sex trafficking cases, correct?
I answered that question earlier. I prosecuted multiple
Well, you're,
cases when I was
bottom
a
line,
prosecutor.
you're an experienced and
For
seasoned.
18
You're an
years.
experienced.
Mr. Chairman, will you remind her of the rules? The time belongs to the member of the committee.
You
think
are
I've
a
said that a few
seasoned
times.
and experienced prosecutor, correct?
At Vistaprint, we print signs so people can see your brand up close. But we also print signs so that people can see your business here, see it here, and see it here. So you stand out, even when they're way back here. Get 15% off signs and banners at Vistaprint.com.
Hello, my name is Jacob Elijah Moses Dill, and I'm a single dad. I have an 11-year-old son and an 8-year-old son.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
I think we've established that.
Yes or no?
Does he want an answer or not?
He wants to
When
say-
I want a yes or no
I
answer.
think he wants to say
I want a
that.
yes or no answer, but I'll live with what you have already said. Let me ask you this question. In
Clearly
the
you haven't.
prosecution of sexual assault cases, you are acutely aware of how important it is to protect the identity of victims of sexual assault, correct?
I have addressed this multiple times. I think others were cutting me off when I was trying
Well,
to.
I
See, just
simply
like you are.
ask,
Look, she's like, fuck yeah, you too.
aware of the fact that it's vitally important to protect the identity of sexual assault victims as you prosecute their the people they accuse of assaulting them. Isn't that correct?
As we have said
Who's that?
multiple times,
Protection of the
protection
identity
of all victims
of the victims
are
is so
protected.
very
You are
important.
protected under. Do you want me to answer or do you want to interrupt?
Well, because you're not answering the question, you do a Jekyll and Hyde kind of routine around here, and I just want you to answer my questions.
What does Jekyll and Hyde mean? Can
Well,
you
it means
explain
you're
that?
nice
Yeah,
to the
explain that.
Republicans and you turn like Hyde on Democrats. But let me ask you this, man. We have the Epstein victim survivors here today. Representative Jayapal asked a simple question. If you would be so kind and honorable as to turn around and face them.
I like when they do
apologize to
that. I
them.
like when they do that.
And I like when she don't.
I mean,
I like when they do that. I ain't gonna lie.
how much?
I like when she don't do it.
How many lives have been derailed because your department was either sloppy and incompetent or willfully
But did she start off by showing love to the
intimidate and
victims?
punish these ladies
Your time is
coming
up.
forward?
She's not
Time
gonna
of
keep
the
repeating
gentleman,
herself.
time of the gentleman has expired. The gentleman yields back.
She's
The
not
chair
gonna
now
keep repeating
recognizes the
herself.
gentleman from Wisconsin for 5 minutes.
Attorney General Bondi, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have spent the past several months attacking the administration for doing exactly what the American people wanted when they overwhelmingly elected President Trump, securing our border and enforcing our immigration laws. I find it a bit ironic.
Appreciate the like
because this
button,
is the
y'all.
same party
Appreciate
who
somebody hitting the like
just a
button.
few years ago,
We got
were
7
openly
people that hit the
supporting
like
strong
button.
immigration enforcement after witnessing criminal illegal aliens wreak havoc on the American communities. I have a short video I just wanted to play.
Of immigrants. We're also a nation of laws. Undocumented
8
workers,
people just
no
hit
cars,
the like
immigration
button.
laws.
The greatest
I believe
president
that
of
they
all
must be
time,
held
Obama. Let's listen to what he got to
Committed
say.
a crime, deport
Oh,
them. No
shit.
questions asked, they're gone.
No great nation can.
Check this out. Listen to what they're saying. I'm gonna rewind it. They're showing all the presidents. Listen to what this motherfucker just said.
Immigration laws. I find it a bit ironic because this is the same party who just a few years ago were openly supporting strong immigration enforcement after witnessing criminal illegal aliens wreak havoc on the American communities. I have a short video I just wanted to play.
But they say, before we play the video, what they say, Obama have deported more immigrants ever.
Yep.
Now looking at the video.
Of immigrants. We're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable.
They committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked, they're gone.
No great nation can be in a position where they can't control their border.
We need to address the issue of immigration and the challenge we have of undocumented people in our country. We certainly don't want any more coming in.
Nobody, that's what I'm saying. Hold on. Nobody. Remember when I told y'all I'm not either a Democrat or a Republican or a liberal or a conservative? Nobody is disputing the fact that we want these illegal immigrants into the country. Nobody's disputing that. We're talking about how you're doing it, how you treating the people. If America is supposed to be the land of the free and giving people true justice, why are you treating the people inhumanely? It's what most people who have compassion for human life, that's what we're talking about. Let's get back to it.
Place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
Illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple. When we use phrases like undocumented workers, we convey a message to the American people that their government is not serious about combating illegal immigration.
And when they also use the term illegal alien, what pissed me off, the illegal alien as well, which is fucking degrading.
Which the American people overwhelmingly oppose.
That's some motherfucking ET ass shit.
If you don't think it's illegal, you're not going to say it. I think it is illegal and wrong.
Open the borders, my God. You know, there's a lot of poverty in this world, and you're going to have people from all over the world. And I don't think that's something that we can do at this point. Can't do it.
Yes or no? Would you allow the cities to ignore the federal law?
No. We simply can't.
Oh, he just said no.
Just like what Bernie's gonna say, it's a lot of poverty what's going on in the world. I understand people want to come to America because they think in their mind, okay, yeah, I can get more money or live a better lifestyle if I live in America. I can understand that. I can also understand people are coming into the American country, you know what I'm saying, flooding into the American country and coming to this bitch in droves. And how are they gonna how are these people that's coming into the American country gonna put in paperwork to get here and then start living their life? They putting in a fax and waiting on somebody to send them some a fax and letting them know, okay, your paperwork is now being taken care of. They coming over here and working. Now you catch the people who are committing crimes and stuff like that, but you don't go over here and profile the American, I mean the amigos or people like that, people of color, because the damn sure ain't showing no fucking Italians and no Russians and Chinese folks that's fucking coming over here illegally. I was actually looking at something on the news the other day about how hold on, let's get back to it, man. My wife told me to get back to it.
I was telling you to turn the video to you.
Oh, okay, turn the video back to me. I was actually because at this point I'm about to make on the legal side of the game. I was actually looking at a story on the news a couple of days ago where these people were somewhere, I'm assuming California. They had a motherfucking chemistry room in their motherfucking house, biological chemistry room in their fucking crib. Wouldn't that been a bigger story if those people, and they was Asian, wouldn't that be a bigger story if that people would have said these people was illegal? We always want to focus on the fucking people of color as far as the Migos and stuff like that. Now, I understand Asians might be people of color as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But what if they would have had this people that's creating a biological fucking chemical in their fucking house in I believe it was in California, and they was fucking illegal. They're not putting no shit out there. They're trying to put it out there that it's just the Latinos coming over here illegal, and there's a lot more.
Are you going to be live tomorrow?
Of course, I'm gonna be live tomorrow. Who is it? Who said that?
William.
Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow, William. I'll be live tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about all kinds of different stuff that's going on in the country.
Undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants in this country.
He doesn't usually laugh like that, y'all.
What's the Trump administration, DOJ, doing to end the open border policies of the prior administration that saw dangerous drugs and...
Shout out to Jerry. Jerry said maybe they get a bonus if they ICE meet the quota. That's true. That's probably the reason why they want to keep the government running. You know what I'm saying? We just had a government shutdown a couple of days ago, wasn't it?
I think it's
a
still
partial
is,
government shutdown. Mm-hmm. Shout out to William Mary. William Mary still in the chat room. He said, "Bro, this world is crazy." Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right about that, man. One of my favorite rap groups of all time, the Hot Boys, got a song called "It's a Dirty World." It's a dirty world, but it's still spinning. You can't do nothing about it, but try to live in it.
Criminal aliens.
Hey.
I want to hear this guy. He's a Republican.
Congressman, President Trump has worked tirelessly, as you know, to close our border, which is what the Democrats had asked for in that video. President Trump closed our borders on day one. He is protecting Americans. He is protecting our kids from the influx of drugs that were flowing into this country from Mexico. The fentanyl precursors that were coming from China. These precursors were taken from China into Mexico. And in Mexico, they were mixed and freely taken right into our country, along with gang members, MS-13, TDA, freely coming into our cities around our country, thanks to Joe Biden's open border policies. That has stopped under Donald Trump. It will no longer happen under this administration, and he is doing everything to keep Americans safe. And let me continue. When he was elected overwhelmingly by the American people, the majority of the American people wanted Donald Trump. One of the main reasons was border security and keeping Americans safe. And that's exactly what he did. And that's why today the other side sits here, they yell, they cut me off, they want to yell, they want to ask a question and don't want answers because they want to distract from all the great things that this president and this administration working hand in hand, and that includes Secretary Noem, who has closed our borders, and Tom Homan, who has closed our borders to keep Americans safe. And they're trying to distract from that, and they're not going to do it because the American people are smarter than that, and they see through their theatrics.
Thank you. Just quickly, yesterday, Senator Grassley reached out to my office to tell me that I was one of the 20 members that was now disclosed were under surveillance from Jack Smith. This brings up the question of non-disclosed orders and whether or not they should apply to members of Congress. Well, with my phone records being surveilled, as well as looks like 19 other members of Congress, just wondering how DOJ views that.
Time is gentleman's expired, the gentleman can respond.
As I stated earlier, Congressman, anyone's records who were illegally obtained, Democrat or Republican, we will fight vigorously to stop that. Anything with Arctic frost, I can't discuss right now.
And isn't it true, Madam Attorney General, the DOJ has changed their policy? You can't do that now. The DOJ is not going to go do that and ask the judge for an NDO.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that in and of itself tells you why how wrong it was. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from California.
Madam Attorney General, you acknowledged earlier to Mr. Johnson that President Trump was mentioned and the release countless times, you said, in the Epstein files. I just want to play a video, though, for you that I think speaks to the frustration that many of these victims have. Times Trump's name appears in the files, so it could at least be 1,000 times. Is that right?
The number is a total misleading factor. We have not released anyone's name that we have not released anyone's name in the Epstein files that has not been credible.
Director, could it
We
at
have
least be
released
1,000 times?
every piece of legally permissible information.
Okay,
You can
so-
characterize the numbers
Oh,
however
they
you
switched
want.
over to the video guy now?
Right, quick.
It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000 times.
It's not. It's not.
Is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number.
I understand why the victims are frustrated, and the Attorney General acknowledged what Mr. Patel would not acknowledge, that it was way more than 1,000 times. But I want to move, Madam Attorney General, to weaponization of government. And yesterday it was reported that 6 members of Congress had indictments sought against him, and they were not returned by a grand jury. My colleagues have spoken about their frustration of being in subpoenas and having cell phone records combed through. Well, in 2017 and 2018, Adam Schiff and I had our cell phone records and email records combed through, not by you, but a different Department of Justice under the president. It was in retaliation for our role in the Russia interference campaign. An Inspector General report would find this improper and that the predicate for it was absurd. In 2020, after sitting on 2 committees that were a part of the president's first impeachment, an FBI agent leaked my cooperation in a national security case where my campaign was targeted. The president's FBI senior leadership authorized 2 statements to the press that said I was never suspected of wrongdoing and only helped the investigation. But that didn't stop the death threats or my GOP colleagues from referring me to an ethics investigation where Kevin McCarthy's chairman on the ethics committee would find the same thing as the FBI. Our current FBI director would then write a book called Government Gangsters and then identify a long list of enemies. About a quarter of them have been either investigated or indicted. He listed me at the very top along with Adam
Damn
Schiff, and
good
during that same testimony, refused to recuse himself when asked if he would recuse if any case came across his desk involving me or people on that list. Since that testimony, his department has put me under investigation with Senator Schiff for
Who's
the
insane?
nonsense mortgage fraud cases that we've seen. I get it. This is
She's
what the
insane to
president
my
does.
Pam
I priced it
Bundy.
in.
Van Bundy's
There's a bingo
insane.
card at home that my kids have made of what will come next. I expected that the president would come after his enemies, but what I want to talk to you next is serious. I did not expect this would happen, and I'd like your help on it. The president has inspired death threats against me and many sitting up here with me.
Damn.
In June 2025, an individual left 11 voicemails at my district office. On the voicemails, they said, "Get the message to him. I'm gonna hunt him down, that motherfucker, and toss his ass over the Golden Gate Bridge by my fucking self." Donald Trump's Department of Justice in the Northern District of California declined to prosecute. On May 14,
You're right.
2025,
Who said she's
on
insane?
Twitter, responding to something I
Was that Chantel? Is that how you say that? Chantel said she's insane. According to what this countryman just said, yeah, that broad is insane. She's crazy. She's sending hits out. She said that, and he said some shit like that.
wasn't Eric, and now I'm going to kill you. The Department of Justice from the Southern District of Texas declined to prosecute. May through December of 2025, we received messages at my office that said, "I hope somebody shoots you and your children and your wife in the head."
Damn.
Pew, pew, motherfucker, pew, pew. I would stay indoors as much as possible, and my children, unfortunately, have to do that. The Department of Justice has not charged this individual and cited that he's a prolific caller and has health conditions, although what we have found in our own investigation and his voicemails is that he has said he will employ others to do this. The president can come after me. It's fine. I'm in the arena. So are these folks. But we never expected that the Department of Justice would not seek to prosecute and investigate those who are making threats against us. And that would include those on that side of the aisle. And I'm just asking for your help to protect life, because life is at risk with the environment we're in right now.
Congressman, I completely agree with you. I know about several of those personally involving you. I believe one has been charged publicly, and there's something I would be happy to talk to you about off camera, but I can assure you that they are very serious. They are being looked into, and I can give you more details on those. None of you should be threatened, ever. None of your children should be threatened. None of your families should be threatened. And I will work with, you can come into my office any day. I will work with all of you on both sides of the aisle if you are ever threatened. And I'll gladly talk to you after this hearing about your cases. But I can tell you some of them are very active.
I'll give her a standing ovation on that right there.
Gentleman is back, and we're sorry for what the gentleman and his family had to go through. We appreciate what the Attorney General said. And I think some of the things that the gentleman from California related, we can all relate to, and it's unfortunate, it's wrong, as the Attorney General said, and we appreciate the help we get from the Justice Department. With that, we will now recognize.
Because what was interesting to me, the reason why the reason why I gave her a standing ovation on that is because what was interesting to me is that they don't have Secret Service with them.
Yeah, they don't have protection.
They don't have any fucking protection. That was
And they can't afford to pay for fucking 24-hour fucking protection. They just can't.
That was shocking to me.
You know, even the president only makes
Thank you,
$400,000.
I don't know where to begin. Thank you for being here, General.
But they get lifetime fucking security though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you know, the top guy only makes $400,000.
You know, I used this word before, and my friends on the other side of the aisle got mad at me. But hypocrisy. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. But for years on the other side of the aisle, we heard nothing. Crickets. Not a word. Nothing was said when they were in control. Nothing was mentioned basically the last summer, and the ranking member points out that he did do something last year. Yeah, he did a letter complaining about the plea deal for Maxwell. But it wasn't a big deal. Then we get a new administration, and all of a sudden it's a big deal, and they feign concern, they're upset, they're investigating. They had all these years and all this time. And in fact, Stacey Plaskett, and we all know that name, when they had a congressional hearing, Democratic member, were taking texts from Epstein on questions to ask to go after Trump. So Epstein was using her Democratic colleague as a tool to go after President Trump. Just everybody keep that in mind. And then we talk about ICE and how horrible it is. And there are concerns. Everybody wants everything to go right. Nobody ever wants to see somebody die. And they complain about it. But at the same time, hypocrisy, they encourage constituents to go after the ICE agents, to challenge them, to hurt them, to attack them. And that doesn't make sense. That's hypocrisy. And then we hear about the concern of, going after Democrats, that the legal system, that judiciary and the Department of Justice is going after Democrats. But they literally rework the legal system under Alvin Bragg and Letitia James to go after Republicans and those sympathetic to Republicans. So, be careful when you accuse others that you're not guilty yourself. Be careful of what you say, because you got a history.
Exactly. Didn't I just say that today?
Marie Callender's.
But you ain't talking about what the fuck you go. I just said it today. Everybody always talk about what the fuck somebody else going through, but they ain't talking about what the fuck they got going on. Everybody got a story to tell. Everybody got a story to tell, but everybody done done some bullshit. Let's skip it.
I can't skip it yet.
Let me get that fucking, I would get it here soon.
I just want to talk about where we were and where we are now. We had over 10 million illegal crossings in the past between 2020 and 24. Over 10 million. There's probably a much bigger number. I'm being conservative. We were told the people weren't dangerous, but they were, General. They were dangerous, many of them. More than 300 individuals on the terror watch list during that time. Violent criminals came across, as we saw consequences where mothers and fathers, daughters and sons, children were raped, murdered, hurt, abused, beaten, trafficked, all from drugs. My God, the drugs they brought into our babies in this country. 73,000 illegals with criminal histories, 20,000 with convictions of assault, robbery, and sex offenses, 13,000 convicted murderers in our beautiful country, 15,000 convicted sexual assault offenders. It was madness. It was insanity. It's bizarre. It's perverse. What in God's name were you doing? So we finally are cleaning this up now. We're finally trying to make the right mistake for our people. So my questions are this. General, do you believe in removing criminal, illegal aliens from our communities will save American lives?
Of course. That's a yes.
Yes, and given the cases that you just discussed, that's proof of it every single day. President Trump is committed to that. This entire cabinet is committed to that and making and keeping Americans safe.
Thank you. Will you agree that, and thank you for doing that, will you agree that allowing individuals with known criminal histories to enter and remain in the United States, we knew this back then, they knew it. Would you agree that creates serious risk to our public safety? I know the answers, but let's just say them clearly.
Yes.
Would you agree that when dangerous individuals are released instead of detained, and they were released over and over and over again, and these are the real issues. This is really what America cares about. They want their children and their families to be safe. Do you think if you release them instead of detaining them, that crimes will happen because of that?
Absolutely.
Would you agree that, I'm sorry.
And it did.
And it did, thank you. Would you agree that cooperation between, and this is a biggie, and I'm gonna ask you to elaborate on this. This is a big deal. This is why some of the problems we're seeing in some of the places like Minnesota are happening. That cooperation between federal and local enforcement, which we always used to have, helps remove violent offenders from our communities, that we should be a team.
Yes.
And can you elaborate on that a little bit? In other words, when the local enforcement is forced by the politicians, not their fault, not to do their job and not cooperate, why does it create the situations that we see where we have the need for crowd control. By the way, they're not peaceful. Those are not peaceful protesters. We know what a peaceful protester is. When you spit on law enforcement, when you push them, when you hit them, when you beat their car, you can answer the question. Thank you.
Time's expired. You may answer the question.
Thank you. Yes, I spent 4 days myself in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. What I will say about some of these sanctuary cities, some of these democratic cities, law enforcement, they quietly want to work with us. I've spoken to law enforcement in multiple cities who want to work with us. And yes, we're going to do everything we can to keep our citizens safe, whether or not these Democrat-controlled sanctuary cities do or don't.
And damn it, that's what really matters. I yield back.
That's what really matters.
Ms. Crockett from Texas is recognized for UC.
Thank you so much. Donald Trump's approval rating implodes on his strongest issue. This is from Newsweek today. It says 40% of people approve of Trump's handling of immigration.
I'm gonna get cut the jam and crack it off.
40% disapprove.
Without objection,
That is a net
admitted.
drop.
Now I recognize the
Negative
gentleman
20.
from California, Mr. Liu.
Why she don't get 5 minutes? That's some
Thank you,
bullshit.
Attorney General Bondi, for being here today. I'm going to show you two photos.
Thank you.
I'm going to show you two photos of former Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. Under the law
Oh,
Congress passed,
God.
you are allowed to redact photos.
We got 8 people checking out the Neighborhood Superstar podcast, y'all. Y'all hit that like button.
You redacted the photos.
Let's get at least 20 likes. We got 12 people checking out. Let's get 20 likes, y'all.
Congressional law, is that correct?
Prince Andrews.
I'm sorry that we redacted the victims.
Because you're following the congressional law, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You have now established that please put the photos back up, that we are looking at a sex trafficking victim. Under the Federal Victims Trafficking Protection Act, not only is Jeffrey Epstein guilty, but anyone who patronizes Epstein's sex operation is also guilty of a crime. That's why I find it absolutely despicable that you sought to protect Epstein's clients, like former Prince Andrew. Last July, you closed the case on Epstein's abusers. The July 2025 memo from your Department of Justice stated, quote, "We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties." These two photos, please put the photos back up. These two photos staring you in the face are evidence of a crime and more than enough evidence to predicate an investigation against former Prince Andrew. I ask you, Attorney General Pam Bondi, why did you shut down this investigation last July, and why have you not prosecuted former Prince Andrew?
I don't believe you asked Merrick Garland these questions when he was Attorney General and set before.
I agree with you.
You tried.
I'm reclaiming my time. I agree with you. I agree with you. During the Biden administration, I called for people looking at Epstein files. Merrick Garland dropped the ball, as did Attorney General Bill Barr, as did Alex Acosta, a whole string of failures. But you are in charge. You have the power to change things, to hold these men accountable, and you're doing the opposite. You're protecting them. So I want to move on to another man.
Can I answer
Donald
about
Trump.
that?
I want to move on to another
Can I answer
question.
your question about protecting?
You answered the question.
You're saying no. I love this.
I want to discuss another man, Donald Trump, who is all over the Epstein files, like former Prince. Here's the video.
What the fuck? Look at her. She's hot.
Like former Prince Andrew, Donald Trump attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein.
He probably had a
I wanna
naked
know,
woman over there
was there
stripping.
any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey
Oh, they're
Epstein?
talking about underage girl. Let's listen.
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one who asked that those files
I reclaim my time.
be
I got your answer. You said there's no
President
evidence.
Trump asked
Chairman, please
us
stop the
to
clock, Mike. Please
sign
stop the clock.
legislation. This is
Time,
Like,
time belongs to the gentleman from California.
I'm going to put out.
Remember that picture with
document
Jeffrey Epstein with the blonde in the
A
background?
witness who called the
Yeah,
FBI's
that's
National Threat Operations Center.
You know what I'm talking about?
Because I believe you just lied
Picture of
under
Jeffrey
oath.
Epstein with there's a
There is
blonde in the
ample
background. He's
evidence
like, I
in
wonder who
that
that is.
Don't you ever
Oh.
accuse me of a
I
crime.
believe you just lied under oath, and this is on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you. Here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry he was going to stop a limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She
Damn.
later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide.
What?
No one
Hold on.
Department of
None of
Justice
that.
interviewed.
Hold on. Did that man just put out there that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein RAPE a woman, and this woman coming up with her head blown off? Did he just say that, baby?
Rewind that. I think that's what I just heard. That's first for me.
That's the first, y'all. Let's get back into it.
Who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry he was going to stop a limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell. So should the men who patronized his operation. And as we sit here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
The gentleman has expired.
May I respond?
Yeah, I don't know how you respond. No one
I
can.
did not ask a question, but
He doesn't
you're
want
allowed
to
to.
talk
I
about
did
the
not ask a
horrific
question.
crime in California. He does not want to talk about
I did not ask a
crime
question.
in his
You
state.
can't just add lip stuff. I did not ask a question.
Meeting will be in order. The gentleman has yielded back his time. I think our next witness will be more than happy to let the.
Miss Crockett, she's on the phone right now.
The gentleman from Alabama is recognized for 5 minutes.
Talking shit to her,
Thank you,
somebody
Congressman.
while they're treating her like
This
shit in there.
is what Congressman Liu didn't want to talk about. He didn't want to talk about all the crime that is happening in his state. California refuses to honor detainees because of its dangerous sanctuary city policies. The refusal means California has released 4,561 criminal illegal aliens onto its street. The crimes of these aliens include 31 homicides, 661 assaults, 574 burglaries, 184 robberies, 1,489 dangerous drug offenses, 379 weapons offenses, and 234 sexual predator offenses. That's why they are deflecting. That's why they're trying to talk about the Epstein files. That's currently happening in his home state.
Attorney General, thank you for being here, and I want to make sure you had time to respond. I'm going to change gears a little bit, and
Shout out to Eric. He said Ted Luau is a crook. And he put some business out there that I never knew about. He said Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein SA'd a woman in the most vicious way, and then somehow she ended up getting her head knocked off. So, hey, I'm always bring my Donald Trump got some bodies under his belt before he became president.
What? Remember they asked Donald Trump about all these wars in the Ukraine war, and are you trying to get in God's good graces on the plane?
Yeah.
And Trump said, and I quote, "There's nothing I can do to get in God's good graces."
Just letting you know I got bodies.
In October, when you were testifying before the Senate, I know you and my friend Senator Katie Britt discussed concerns of infiltration of the illegal Chinese vapes into our country. As a father of three, obviously, I'm worried a little bit about this, and I believe that
okay,
many
got
parents in the
my
country
area.
share our similar concerns. Can you provide an update on DOJ's work in this space over the past few months?
It sounds southern, deep southern.
Yes, and thank you for bringing that up. We're talking about the vapes. And this should be an issue where both sides of the aisle can work together on. Parents need to understand, children need to understand that so many of these are being manufactured in China, sent to our country, and have the potential to be laced with lethal drugs. We've seen an overdose. We need to get on the front end of this before we have another crisis and children are dying. I've partnered with Secretary Kennedy.
You gotta fuck. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna let you do that part.
All right. Oh, commercials.
What you think about Pam Bundy? This is the most I've ever heard her speak.
I think the Pam Bundy is taking it for pedophiles. I just don't understand why.
Thank you for bringing it up. You know, they're selling these things as flavored vapes illegally in many stores around the country. Secretary Kennedy and I actually we went and did something on this, and it was sadly the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And so it didn't get a lot of attention, nor should it have after that happened. But yes, we're continuing to work on that, and thank you for bringing that up. That's happening in all of our states, and I would ask everyone here, Congresswoman Ross was just nodding, it's happening in every state. And not only are they laced with THC, many of these vapes, but they could be laced with fentanyl. We have had a child, I wish I could think of the state it was in. We have already had someone
getting that shit from
overdose.
these stores.
And we have to get together on this, and we have to get on the front end of this. And I would love to work across the aisle on this to protect our kids. How many school kids do you see now vaping? And it's not only, I believe a vape has 20 cigarettes, but you know, that's one vape is 20 cigarettes, I believe it is, but also what they could be laced with, because so many of them, the majority of them, are manufactured in China.
Sure, and if you need additional resources, please let us know as you're going through the process. And I'm going to change gears one more time on you. Under the Biden administration, there was a lot of confusion created when parts of the DOJ began treating software developers like financial institutions. Even when they did not hold or control anyone's money, they were simply building the technology. That uncertainty made it harder for Americans to build, innovate here at home. Earlier this year, the Deputy Attorney General issued a memo entitled Ending Regulations by Prosecution, a clear break from the Biden administration's approach. And I think it's important that that's a good step in the right direction. But can you talk a bit about how the DOJ is now putting that memo into practice, especially when it comes to making sure that people are just writing the software and don't control the user's funds, we don't want them treated as an unlicensed money, or they're not money transmitters. So.
Yes, and we're doing everything we can to protect the American people on that. And I would refer everyone to Deputy Attorney General Blanche's memo, and we're working as hard as we can on that topic.
So we want to lead the way in the space on that, so we appreciate the help. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back 10 seconds.
Gentleman yields back. Recognize Young for Arizona for unanimous consent.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a number of UCs.
Gentleman, proceed.
Thank you. Bombshell new docs show Trump called police about Epstein in 2006.
Objection.
Kamala Harris defends Biden administration decision not to release Epstein files.
Objection.
Why weren't they released during the Biden administration?
Objection.
House Democrat Stacey Plaskett exchanged texts with Epstein during 2019 congressional hearing.
Objection.
New York judge allowed Epstein victims' claims against Plaskett to proceed.
Objection.
Hakeem Jeffries solicited
Who's
funding
objecting?
from Epstein in 2013 after financially was convicted of child sex offender.
Objection.
Jeffrey Epstein was invited to Dim fundraising dinner and to get
Whatever
to
he's
know
calling this.
Hakeem Jeffries by firm working with Brooklyn's Barack.
Objection.
An email from Leslie Groff to Jeffrey Epstein
Why are he
concerning
answering
Hakeem
questions?
Jeffries fundraising.
He's not. He's just reading shit off.
Epstein file says Biden was replaced in 2019? Question mark.
Objection.
Thank you.
The gentleman yields.
The guy in the blue up there in the
gentleman
middle.
from California is recognized. Mr. Kraft.
Thank you, Mr.
I'm
Chairman.
letting everybody else speak
Welcome,
except
Ms.
for fucking
Casey
those
Bonnet.
ass for cracking.
I agree with you.
That's why you got
Not
to
even
watch.
there anymore.
Our
That's,
top
see, look.
priority
See
is
what I'm saying?
protecting Americans.
That's why you got to watch Uncle
Oh, her
Roro.
phone's
Right
there.
in the California State
She'll be back.
Legislature.
That's why you got
did
to
a lot of work
watch
on
Uncle Roro. Uncle
solving
Roro
sex
gonna tell
crimes,
you why the
passing
bitch went,
legislation
why she went
to
now.
update our codes.
And I don't mean to call
And I
them
found
bitches
the
and
biggest
shit like that,
challenge
but
to
yeah,
solving sex
they fucking
crimes
with them.
is reporting them. Victims have to have the guts to stand up to report those sex crimes. But it's not easy. The most
She's back,
unreported
there she
sex
go.
crime there
She
is.
must have to go take a
crime
piss.
there is sex crimes. It's painful, humiliating.
Oh, she had
A
to
lot
go
of
something
times
with the
the
nose
victims
right
don't
quick. You
think
see her?
Now, look like she was swallowing some water. Look at
Most
her.
un-
She probably want to go get some water or something. Look at her.
Victims have to have the
Look
guts
at her.
to stand
She
up
swallowing
to
something.
report those
Yeah.
sex crimes. But it's
Yeah,
not
look
easy.
at her.
It's the most unreported sex crime there is. Crime there is sex crimes. It's painful, humiliating. A lot of times the victims don't think anything is going to come out of their reporting these crimes. Then we have adults who as children were molested, boys and girls, who will live.
Oh, God. Now we about
Hang
some
on, he's talking
boys.
about in general. Hush.
I believe the
In general.
Epstein files are just one of many sex rings, sex crimes taking place in our society today. I hear 1,200 Epstein victims, some additional victims as young as 9 to 10 years old.
Oh,
The challenge I have today, what bothers me today,
why are
about
these
this hearing,
fucking...
Madam AG, is what's the message we're sending out there on Main Street? Shouldn't ask a question I don't know an answer to, but I'm going to ask the victims behind you right now. First,
I'm not... Fuck that. Fuck that, man.
Maybe that 9 or 10-year-old don't want shit to do with this shit.
No.
There's over 1,000 victims, you know. There's only a handful of fucking people that have came
If
out.
it's over 1,000 victims, then if it's over 1,000 victims, then it's at least 200 or 300 or 700 underage motherfuckers. And out of that underage motherfuckers, somebody that's 34 years old that's saying, yeah, back in 2012, when I was motherfucking 15 years old, I was getting fucked by such and such. Those people, where the fuck those people at? Not no all those bitches that got these shirts on out there. These bitches is 40s and 50s.
Yeah, this stuff happened in the 90s, baby.
No, those women wasn't goddamn minors.
If they're 40 years old in 1991, how old do you think that they are?
No, these women that's at that fucking place right now, that's on Capitol Hill right now in the white shirts. They're in their 40s and 50s.
Right, but say 40 and then take fucking 30 years off of the 50s.
No.
45.
No, okay, no, this is what I'm saying. Because from the impression that I'm getting, in 2012 is when all the shit was popping off in that time. That's what he's on the trial for. 2012.
He was already convicted sex offender by 2009.
That's what I'm saying. So he's still fucking doing all that.
He was still doing it, yeah.
Okay, so in 2009, so if he was fucking some 12-year-olds in 2012, and these bitches is fucking 32 years old, where are they at? Where are they at?
please stand up. And then, can you please raise your hand if you think after everything you've heard today you feel that our AG, the feds have your back. Do we have your back? Raise your hand if you're confident that we got your back. And that's the issue, Madam AG. You gotta make sure that victims stand up and report the crimes. Otherwise, we're gonna be taking steps
This happened a long fucking time
Today,
ago to most of these women.
Cyber, social media, the new realm for people to be hurt, attacked sexually. These are the areas I'd welcome the opportunity to work with you on. It's not your problem. It's not my problem. It's our problem. But to have redacted files that are not showing us the names.
Look at the dude. He's standing up for his sister, I guess. The one that killed her motherfucking self. She's the most famous victim out of all of them.
Business.
Why is she the most famous victim?
I'm not so sure she didn't get knocked off now at this point.
Why exactly?
Very prominent
Why is she the most famous victim out of all of them?
She's the one that spoke about her actual horrors with Andrew.
I thought because she accepted the check.
Out there, Madam AG.
And she took the fucking straight for her life for accepting the check. Speak about it.
Address my statement.
I look forward to working with you on any.
Remember that black lady? Did we see the interview with that black lady?
Yeah, she's there.
She ain't there.
Yes, she is.
Child sex predators, children, and also cyber crimes. That is a tremendous problem now throughout our country. AI, you are correct. AI is causing great problems online we're working on that though. AI is an incredible tool, but it also can be fraught with peril with victims of crime. I've experienced that with someone I know who we've been trying to help. I look forward though to working with you on that and all cyber crimes. Can I?
Please go ahead.
And as I said before, to any victims, we ask them to come forward
So I can take you
to
from the
our
voice lady
office,
telling
and
us
we
what
want to
she
work
said.
with them. I have never not worked with victim, and I believe I've actually spoken
Well,
to
she is.
several of
Yeah,
them.
if I
can reclaim my time,
Sitting
only have a minute.
behind me.
I can reclaim my time. I just think we start out by
How old
making
did she
sure
say she
those
was,
redactions
16?
are unredacted.
When it all happened to her?
Those Epstein files, to make sure that the public, according to the law, following the law, that those names in those files are made public. We have to make sure we tell those predators there is no place for them to hide. And if they commit the crime, they're gonna fry for it. It starts with showing us the names of the perpetrators in the Epstein files.
Look at his wife's looking at him.
May I respond to that?
Sure.
So, if any man's name was redacted that should not have been, we will, of course, unredact it. If a victim's name was unredacted, please bring it to us and we will redact it. We were given 30 days to review and redact and unredact millions of pages of documents. Our error rate is very low, but there are
Victims are
always
right behind you. You've
errors
got to convince
on
them
both sides.
that we're doing a good job
Everything
of
we can to help
protecting
the
them.
victims. We will
Thank
do
you,
everything
Mr.
we can.
Chair. I'm out of time.
Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from California, Mr. Kiley, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Madam Attorney General. I wanted to return to a point that the chairman raised at the beginning of this hearing, which is these jurisdictions that refuse
why
to
these
offer
people
data
don't
requests
hear
from
the
the Great
word for
Immigration and
president?
Customs Enforcement, often called sanctuary jurisdictions.
Now you got
Now, I know
the
that
pull.
you are not involved directly in immigration operations.
no backup,
per se,
no
but you do deal with the
donors.
legal issues
Is that what I'm
surrounding
trying
these
to say?
Maybe just on the
jurisdictions. So
representative
let's say
level.
we have someone who's here illegally, who has committed a crime that, like the thousands of people you mentioned in California, murderers, sexual predators, drug traffickers. If that individual is in detention in a jurisdiction that has a sanctuary policy, where they do not honor ICE detainers, versus in any other jurisdiction where they do, how does the nature of apprehending that person, how does the nature of ICE's involvement in that operation differ in those situations?
Good question.
Well, I believe you've seen that in Minnesota, where people were not cooperating with us. I believe there a lot of local law enforcement did want to cooperate, but we are doing everything in our power to arrest and deport illegal criminal aliens, and that is not going to stop under Donald Trump's administration. You know, why sanctuary cities are so dangerous, what we've seen in Minneapolis, where do all the
Seen that,
criminals
didn't
go?
you?
The gangs, TDA, MS-13, Where are they going to go? They're going to go to a sanctuary jurisdiction because they believe they're protected, and that's not fair to the citizens of those cities.
Yeah, and this is a point that there at least used to be a lot of consensus on. The idea that, it's better to do a handoff to the immigration authorities in a custodial setting rather than releasing them where they have to be apprehended in the community. This is Alejandro Mayorkas. He was before this committee, not exactly a paragon of border security, but he said, I do not consider it in the service of public safety to release an individual into the community when that individual can be released to immigration and customs enforcement for prompt removal. Now, his words are one thing, his actions are another. But when you have jurisdictions across the country, including my state of California, doing systematically precisely the thing that even Alejandro Mayorkas said threatens public safety, I mean, what does that say to you?
It's a danger to the citizens of your community, and thank you for fighting to protect them.
Absolutely. And we're having this conversation right now in relation to Homeland Security funding. And I believe there are some common sense reforms that have been proposed that folks on both sides would agree make sense. But those reforms have to go hand in hand with reforming this reckless practice of refusing to cooperate, refusing to honor detainers, and declaring oneself to be a sanctuary. So I'm hoping that we can find bipartisan support for what has long been a bipartisan principle. I want to go to a second topic, which is the school board memo, which I know that you have rescinded, and it was initially promulgated by Attorney General Garland when he came into office with President Biden, essentially opening an investigation into parents who were showing up at school board meetings and expressing their views on COVID policies, masks, various other issues. And using the full apparatus of federal law enforcement and counterterrorism to go after these parents. Now, he said this was because there was an increase of threats, but when even his own FBI director, Christopher Wray, was before this committee, he said there was no evidence of an increase in threats. Yet nevertheless, when I asked him if he regretted the memo, Attorney General Garland said there was absolutely nothing wrong with the memo. Now, I take it you disagree with that, having now rescinded it?
Absolutely. That was one of the main focuses of President Trump and this administration. We will protect parents at school boards. We will protect children in schools. We will protect parents' rights for their children's education in our school system in this country. We will protect Christians. We will protect everyone.